In Baker City tonight, generally clear conditions, low of 14 degrees, and by tomorrow, partly cloudy with periods of snow late in the day with a high near 34. This weather forecast is brought to you by LeGrand Gold and Silver, family owned and managed for over 35 years. Your trusted local experts for fine jewelry and precious metals. Shop LeGrand Gold and Silver's full line of quality jewelry, gifts, and coins, and find the perfect gift that will be cherished for a lifetime.
Gather round, children, and I'll tell you a tale of old Grandpa's weather hip and how it never fails. I always had my coat and my hat clutched in fear because old Grandpa's weather hip told me when bad weather was near. The pain it would flare, and Grandpa might swear that's how you knew the weather wasn't fair. Then Grandpa went down and got in quick with Mountain Valley Therapy, and they healed his hip. Now we have to listen to the radio to know how to dress thanks to Mountain Valley Therapy. Grandpa feels at his best. If you or your grandpa has a weather hip, call Mountain Valley Therapy and we'll get you in quick.
A time of loss is a time for families to gather together for strength and comfort.
It was a sudden loss for all of us.
Fortunately, we had each other.
You have us as well. With a range of choices and services available, we've been helping families through their time of loss for generations. Daniel's Chapel of the Valley, serving the family for generations.
Daniel's Knopp Funeral, Cremation, and Life Celebration Center on 7th Street in LeGrand.
Hi, I'm running back LaDania Thomason, and this is Cuddles. She looks and sounds happy and healthy today, but just a few months ago, Cuddles suffered from heartworm disease, a potentially fatal disease caused by parasites. When Cuddles was diagnosed, she had 12-inch worms living in her heart. Without treatment, she could have died. Mosquitoes transmit the disease to both dogs and cats in all 50 states. It only takes one bite for an infection to occur. After Cuddles' treatment, she was confined to a small kennel for more than 2 months because even normal activity and exercise could have resulted in a fatal clot in her heart or lungs. Heartbreaking. But it doesn't have to be. Protect your pet from going through a terrible ordeal like Cuddles. Talk to your veterinarian today about starting your pet on year-round heartworm prevention. For more information, visit heartwormsociety.org.
Brought to you by the American Heartworm Society with an educational grant by Banfield Pet Hospital.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me, whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextsstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care. I ever get back, so let's root for the home team. Oh. They don't win, it's a shame. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
The Johnny Ballgame.
All right, welcome, fabulous chuckleheads, to a wonderful President's Day edition of what we hope is your favorite sports talk radio program. Yes, indeed, the Johnny Ballgame Show right here on Super Talk Radio. Also catch us on YouTube or our website, JohnnyBallGameShow.com. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had, I was just thinking about this right before I go on the air here. Welcome to the Johnny Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Very happy to have both now our radio and online viewers paying attention to what we hope is their favorite sports talk radio program, the Johnny Ballgame Show, brought to you by Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Happy President's Day to everybody out there. I was just thinking about this right before I came on the air, switched all the buttons that needed to be switched over to go live, as they say. And I'm thinking, gosh, have I ever had a gig? Have I ever had a job in my line of work, which has been a lot of different stuff, a lot of weird, odd jobs here and there, a lot of retail stuff. I bounced around a lot occupationally before I got into the radio business. I just never really knew what I wanted to do and didn't want to stay still anymore either. Anyway, I was thinking, gosh, have I ever received President's Day off when I wasn't a student? And the answer, I think, is a big fat no. I don't think I've never had President's Day off. If you do, then you had a special job, I'll tell you that. You are a heck of a lot more important than me and my coworkers here at Pacific Empire Radio for having a President's Day off. Hopefully you enjoyed that stinking 3-day weekend, you son of a... gotta love the 3-day weekend. So anybody who does have today off had an easy peasy Monday. You're going to coast into your week tomorrow. You're going to get that wonderful Tuesday that feels like a Monday. Aren't those the best? You keep getting reminded throughout the day, oh yeah, it's Tuesday. I've been operating on a Monday tempo. I love that. I'm not going to get it. I'm here on a Monday, and I will be honest with you. If I did have today off, I probably would have been happy about it. I would have stayed up a little bit later at night. I wouldn't have gotten to bed so early. I slept like a stinking baby last night. Went to bed by like 10:30, 11, which is very early for me. And then woke up at my typical 8:15 alarm waking me up at. And I got a lot of sleep, so I was ready to go. But if I did not have this show today, honestly, I'd be sitting at home, hanging with the kiddies, watching my shows, probably watching a movie, would have went in and out of a couple of little cat naps. And I probably would have sat there at 3 o'clock right here and said, you know what, I would have been on the air right now, and I kind of wish I was. I get like that a lot. When I have a day off, or when I use a sick day, which isn't that often, I try to do these shows, and you know this, you pay attention. As much as I can, I try to do this show. Even if I'm slightly under the weather, I will come and fight that sucker because I'd rather be here doing what I do than be at home just sitting around. So I'd probably be doing that anyway. But anyway, for anybody who did have today off, hopefully got a lot of stuff done around the house, right? Your honeydews are chickadee checked off one after another. I love it. I used to live with a couple. They're married now, have 2 kids, another on the way. Great American dream. Black lab, white picket fence, minivan, mortgage, the whole works, dude. I lived with them when they were a couple and they needed a roommate. I needed a place to stay. I lived with them for about 3 or 4 months. Just a quick little thing when I was bouncing between radio jobs and stuff. And when she would have to work and he didn't, for example, like a day like today, he had President's Day off. She didn't. She would make a list of stuff that needed to get done around the house. And she would make little boxes. She would draw the boxes on the piece of paper so my buddy could have the option. He could chickadee check them off when he got them done. And we used to laugh so hard at that. Like, not when she was around, but he was like, can you believe she does this? Like, she actually thinks I'm going to check this box when I get this stinking work done. Like, come on, woman, what do you take me for? And it was a lot of fun. And I don't know why, it just made me think about like that. Ballgame Show, we're brought to you by Bench Warmers Pub and Grill. Gotta love Benchies. It was another fantastic weekend of sports at Bench Warmers Pub and Grill. You had a lot on your plate in terms of sports over the weekend, so obviously we got a ton of inventory, ton of material to attack you with in terms of sports radio on this program today. That is brought to you by Bench Warmers Pub and Grill. Make sure you get down there, check the daily special, happy hour running from the exact hours of this show, 3 to 6 in the p.m., downtown LeGrand, Bench Warmers Pub and Grill. What are we getting in today? Well, it was a busy weekend, like I said. Spring training underway for like every big league club now. If you can believe this or not, but the Mariners and the A's play each other in 3 days. And it's a legit, real-life, scores being kept spring training exhibition game. There's a Mariner baseball game on Thursday of this week. That's where we are with spring training. We'll talk NBA All-Star Weekend. We'll talk Daytona 500. Big weekend in college basketball. Week 2 of the Alliance of American Football. And according to ratings, folks are still watching this stuff. And I'm with them. I'm watching it too. The ratings didn't take as big a dip as I thought from week 1 to week 2. People are still checking out this league, and I'll talk about, in my opinion, why I think that's the case. This league, and I know it's only been 2 weeks, but it is dotting its I's and crossing its T's, staying organized. I like the times of game. I like the pace, the tempo. We'll talk about that in hour number 2, but I definitely want to get to some Alliance stuff today. Remember, it's a Monday, so it's a buy or sell. You make the statement, I will buy it or I will sell it. I will say, hey, you're right on, dude. Or I'll say, hey, man, you better chickadee check yourself. That's an idiotic thing to say. You make the statement, and I rarely say that, and I will buy or sell it. We have one guest on a typical no-guest Monday. I'll be honest, I wanted this cat today. I would take him any day this week, but he said today was working well for him, and I wanted to get him on at some point. So we will head to the Farmers Insurance Hotline in hour number 2 today and bring on Ryan Divish. Ryan is the beat writer for the Seattle Mariners for the Seattle Times. I mean, he's the big beat writer in the city of Seattle. The Seattle Times guy, that's the big beat writer. That's the big paper. That's a good gig. If you're an MLB beat writer for a major publication like the Seattle Times, that's a good gig. Basically, they say you go to spring training and you stay there for 6 weeks. So he's going to be hanging out in Arizona for a month and a half, covering spring training every day. Yeah, I know. Tough work, hard work if you can get it. And sports writers complain that they only make, 70, 80 grand a year in a big market. I can't pay the dues. Yeah, well, they send you to Arizona every stinking spring training for a month. They're paying for everything, bruh. You know, sports writers, man, tough gig. So we'll talk to my boy Ryan Divish. Does a terrific job with the Seattle Times, one of the best in baseball at covering the Mariners on the daily beat, and that's going to be a fun one because I was doing a lot with the Mariners this weekend. A lot of Mariner geeking out, looking at the roster, really paying attention, seeing the best and possibly worst case scenarios with this team this year, and there's a lot of different scenarios, too, that we will talk about making their debut in T-Mobile Park, formerly known as Safeco Field. So we'll do that. We have other cool things. Who's Grumpy on a Monday, our Ace Hardware finale. Just a lot of stuff flying around Sports Talk Radio. You can be a part of this gig. Call me, email me, text me. Always appreciate the love. Farmers Insurance Hotline. I'll open it up right now if you want to get your calls in. 541-963-4122. Speak now or forever hold it, at least for this segment. Anything you want to talk about, just the weekend in general. If you want to get in on this stuff, I'd appreciate you going ahead and getting in on it. So we'll start this thing brought to you by Valley Concrete Pumping. It's your daily top story on a Monday. Whoa, there was a time yesterday, and I'm not going to say what the heck were you doing if you're saying, dude, ball game. You're talking NBA All-Star game. I didn't watch a second of that. I've been there in those cases. There have been NBA All-Star games where I've watched about a second. I'll watch 2 minutes and I say, I'm done with this, okay? I have to have something better that I can do in my life right now than sit on my couch and watch the NBA All-Star game. Let's just say yesterday, for those of you folks in certain communities, I was very relaxed, okay? I was having a relaxed Sunday afternoon. No, I'm not cracking the cold ones in that respect, but a relaxed Saturday afternoon. Sunday, I should say. What the hell am I talking about? Sunday. I was relaxed on Saturday, too, though. I'll tell you this. I watched just about every single attempt in the All-Star game yesterday. I watched that whole thing, and it's probably the first time in 15 years that I have watched the NBA All-Star game in its entirety. And I'm not bragging about that. No, I have no stinking life. And this job, well, it's your job, Johnny. You talk about sports. Yeah, I don't talk about All-Star games, though. And I don't expect my listeners, my viewers, to have any real different opinion on the All-Star game than I would have typically. It's usually something that we all kind of, so on. It's the All-Star game. There's zero defense. If you want to see basketball being played without defense, the best example I can give you is watch an All-Star game within the last 10, 15 years. There is no defense. None. I mean, just get in the way, let the guys go by. All it is, hey, who's going to shoot a better percentage? Who's going to be able to launch up more threes? And that's probably who's going to be the winner in today's All-Star climate. That's what we saw yesterday. I mean, just records broken left and right. 167 three-point attempts. I mean, that's just insane. There's a lot of All-Star games where they don't have 167 combined attempts. That's 2-pointers, 3-pointers, and free throw attempts. But gosh, they score so much today in this game, and they shoot, and they don't hold the ball. But all in all, you had 62 3-pointers being made. in 4 quarters. No, the game didn't go into triple overtime. 62 threes. We're in 4 quarters of this, whatever the heck you want to call it. 15 threes per quarter. What? I mean, that's insane, dude. 167 attempts. How do you factor that in? Oh, yeah, math majors. That's over 40 attempts per quarter. Over 40 3-pointers launched per quarter. I mean, just think about that a little bit. Oh, my gosh, that's insane. And, next year that record will probably be topped. Kevin Durant takes home the MVP. I thought it was anticlimactic, especially for Durant. He did score a lot of points. It was kind of a quiet 31, if that's possible. To me, the entire All-Star game came down to midway through the third quarter. Okay, the LeBron team losing by about 20 and kind of their bench mob, led by Damian Lillard, if you will. Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal had a big part of it as well. Kyrie Irving was out there too, I believe. They led a charge, led by Damian, that got the LeBron team back in it, and they ended up pulling away at the end. There was a second there, a little smidge of a second, where Damian Lillard, and we love Dame here in the Pacific Northwest, Oregon especially, there was a little percentage there where Damian Lillard was definitely in the MVP talk. Damian Lillard through the game, he had a plus-minus of plus 20. That was number 1 in that game yesterday. When Damian Lillard was on the floor, Team LeBron outscored Team Giannis plus 20 points. The highest plus minus. Check this out. Kevin Durant, who won the MVP, when he was on the floor, he had a minus 3. When Durant was playing, Team Giannis outscored Team LeBron plus 3. Kind of odd. I'm not trying to sit here and say that the All-Star MVP award was a joke and Dame should have won. Oh, my gosh. I'm not here crying about that. Durant had 31 compared to Dame's 18. Dame shot 17 threes, and he made 6 of them. I love Dame going after it, though, saying, I'm not taking a back seat to anybody in the All-Star game anymore. I'm Damian Lillard, and it's hard to believe, but he's one of the old guys. If you look at the All-Star team, Dame's kind of one of the older guys on the squad. And he's not taking a back seat. Damian, he got the walk-off interview yesterday. As soon as the game ended, they went right down to the center court, and they were interviewing Damian Lillard. I thought that was cool. Good brand recognition for the Portland Trail Blazers. Damian played 25 minutes in the game. That was the most by any team as far as bench players go. So good for Damian on that front, too. It was the best All-Star game Dame has ever had, and I thought the only real interesting part of that game, the real turning point, it was led by Damian. Damian was at a big, he had 2 shots from the logo. That was awesome, from the logo. They went to a commercial break after a timeout, and Dame kind of had his moment there in the All-Star game. It's tough to give him the MVP. I get it. Durant dropped the 31, but if you look at other things like that, and I'm not saying they do at the All-Star game, but Damian Lillard had a plus 20, plus minus. Kevin Durant had a minus 3, plus minus. So when Durant was out there playing, he was getting outscored. When Damian was out there, they were doing all the scoring and they were blowing him out. Anyway, not really here, not really there, just All-Star takeaways there for the actual All-Star game. And I was kind of surprised. I watched the whole thing. I never watched the entire NBA All-Star game. Typically, dude, I'll watch more Daytona 500 than I will NBA All-Star game. That's usually how I operate that stuff. I usually will watch more of the Daytona 500. I'll be honest, Daytona 500 this year, I didn't watch much of it. I saw Hamlin won, second time in 4 years. The Great American Race, I watched a lot of the pre-game stuff or the pre-race stuff. J.J. Watt was down there in pit row and all that stuff. And I just think that they do a pretty good job with NASCAR at that whole presentation of that on Fox. But no, I didn't watch the Daytona 500 as much as I typically do. I don't know if that means I'm not even going to pay attention to NASCAR this year, but there was big college basketball stuff going on. Like I said, the Alliance of American Football is kind of bumping with elbows and wiggle room and trying to find its place at this, mid-February sports table that typically doesn't include football. And the Alliance is kind of moving people around saying, hey, dude, come watch us. And people are. So again, it was kind of a big buffet of sports this week, and I kind of saw it all. All-Star Saturday night. Shout out to what? How do I say it? To Hamidou Diallo from the Oklahoma City Thunder. Hamidou Diallo for winning the dunk contest. Had some pretty good dunks. I think all in all, I didn't love the dunk contest, but there was 2 or 3 where I was like, dang, those were good dunks. I know a lot of people said it was terrific. I didn't think it was terrific. To me, too many props, too many Circus McGurkus stuff, and not enough dunkers. I don't like just having the 4. I liked old school when you had 8 dunkers. The 3-point contest had 10 participants, and it was awesome. Did you guys watch the 3-point contest? That was fun. That was legit. Steph Curry, the show he put on in round 1, my gosh, that was fun. I don't know why the 3-point line or 3-point contest is still the middle event. It's still the middle child of All-Star Weekend. I don't get it. That's the premier event of the night. It's the 3-point shootout. Play that at the end of the dunk contest until it can get its act together and start acting year in, year out and being the event that we all would love it to return being, the dunk contest. Until it can get back to that, dude, put it in the middle. I'm almost more excited about the skills challenge than the dunk contest. All in all, though, I watched way more All-Star Weekend than I thought I was going to watch. It was just one of those loser weekends. I didn't have anything going on. Couldn't get very many friends to want to hang out. I'm certainly not, I don't have any female companionship these days. Not much, at least not anything. Not anything close by or whatnot. I'm just a stinking loser. I sit there on my couch and I watch the NBA All-Star Weekend like I was a 12-year-old again. Good for me, man. Anyway, interesting weekend, and this is a fun time of year, too. I know I always talk about that on this show, kind of where we are within the calendar on the year and kind of how sports fall into this. I always kind of like it when hopefully spring comes a little sooner than later this year. But when you get into March Madness and you get into NFL draft talk and you get into spring training and getting ready, getting that good old classic baseball feeling for opening day coming around. Like, this is fun for me. I always like this time of year with sports. I'm happy you're with us. That's your Valley Concrete Pumping top story today. Visit Valley Concrete Pumping. Call my boy Lee Atkinson, making this community stronger, one concrete pour at a time. He does major projects. So if you know or are having any, make sure you get in touch with Valley Concrete Pumping. He'll do the little stuff too. You know, you want a little mom and pop stuff in the backyard, need a concrete pour, you need Lee. So make sure that you call him. I wanted to talk about, we do this every year, okay? We do this every stinking year. We talk about how to fix the dunk contest or where the dunk contest is broken. I got a couple of text messages coming in on that. I have a couple of ideas, and I'd obviously love to take yours as well. And think about this. Is that the type of all-star game that you would want to see? 167 three-pointers being shot. Is that better than the old school type of all-star game stuff where it's more like a simulation of basketball and not just a floundering expedition? I don't know if I'd say floundering. I mean, people are watching it, but that's a lot of threes, dude. 40 per quarter? That's like me playing my buddies on NBA Live on the original Sony PlayStation in 1995. I remember I'd yell at my friend, like, all you do is dunk or shoot threes. That's not basketball, man. I would yell at my buddies for not playing the video game correctly, that I felt that they should be playing, because that's not how basketball is played. And you play the video game the way back. Well, that's how basketball is played now. It's a three or it's a dunk, and that's it. There's no mid-range stuff. You're not coming off a pick on a curl, getting the ball at the elbow and hitting down the 15-footer. Ooh, stop and bop from 15. I'll tell you, Chuck, the mustard's on the hot dog tonight. What a curl on that pick. You don't hear about that anymore. Nope. You talk about, oh, Steph Curry from the logo. Oh, Dame from half court. I mean, Different stuff here. Ballgame show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. We're going to have fun today.
Simplicity and savings. It's what you can expect with Legacy Ford X-Plan. We respect your time, no games, and no haggling. Savings. X-Plan pricing that applies to all new Ford vehicles, plus the rebates you deserve on top of the very best price. X-Plan is for you. And now's the time to buy Ford, America's best-selling brand, with simple, direct savings. Exclusively with X-Plan for everyone at Legacy Ford. Visit LegacyFord.net, home of the $20 gas oil change.
Valley-wide cooperative.
We are precision agronomists.
Farm and ranch suppliers.
Refined fuel and propane providers.
We are
your choice cooperative.
Valley-wide proudly serves the Northwest and thanks you for your business. Check out valleywidecoop.com for a location near you.
Hi, we're Mark, Richard, and Jerry from the band OAR.
We're on a mission to help America's paralyzed veterans get what they need: care, benefits, and jobs.
Support our veterans at mission-able.com. A public service of Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Knee-High Enterprises in Baker City has served the Grand Ronde Valley for decades. How about saving some money this winter? New windows equal better insulation. Knee-High Enterprises has the best sales and service when replacing your doors and windows, both residentially and commercially. Your heat bill will be at an all-time low this winter with new doors and windows from Knee-High. They also sell and install garage doors and openers, the best brands in the business. Big enough for the big jobs, small enough to care. Knee-High Enterprises in Baker City.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they were able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-281-0266. 800-281-0266. That's 800-281-0266.
You have many options when it comes to purchasing your next set of tires. At Rock & Sons, it's 100% local. The money you spend at Rock & Sons won't be transferred to an account at some corporate headquarters far away from our community in Eastern Oregon. Money spent at Rock & Sons will filter its way back into our community. That's how local business works. We all support each other. We don't send our money to some giant corporation. Think about it. Since 1965, Rock & Sons Tire and Auto, 100% local.
And the mirror's reflection, I'm a dancing with myself. When there's no one else inside, in the crowded lonely night. Well, I wait so long for my love vibration, and I'm dancing.
Little Billy Idol here on a Monday. This is from, remember that movie in the 80s? You know, I love my 80s kind of teeny bopper movies. The movie Can't Buy Me Love with Patrick Dempsey. This was in that movie. Ballgame show, Benchies. I think the first time I ever heard it was in there. I was like, oh, Billy Idol, all right. He had his little time there. The dunk contest comes and goes. And look, I'm not going to lie. These dudes now jump higher and run faster. And my gosh, they have dunks where, look, we're kind of prisoners of the moment. And I say that in a negative way. Like, if it's not Michael Jordan or Dominique Wilkins or Vince Carter or that doctor, like, nothing really impresses us anymore, especially with, like, guys you've never really heard of. And we had another one of those this year with the dunk contest. There were some terrific dunks. Don't get me wrong. Hamidou Diallo, the dude who won it from Oklahoma City, a relative no-name. Nobody knows who the hell he is. Had some stinking sick dunks. Dennis Smith Jr. Had a couple of good ones. Bridges, I mean, they all did. John Collins, not so much, but they need to fix this, okay? Now, since since 2015, the dunk contest went to a 4-person event. To me, that's weak. That's weak. We're talking in the NBA, the premier athletes on this planet, and you can only find 4 dudes who want to try to make a name for themselves and get a shoe contract, make some money, steal the show on All-Star Weekend. You can only find 4 guys who want to participate. I'm not buying that. You know what the NBA dunk contest used to look like, okay? And again, they should go back to this. It was the easiest, clearest format. Okay, very easy, very forgiving. Okay, here's what it was. There was 8 contestants. Okay, 8 contestants. Round 1, everybody got 2 dunks. Okay, but you didn't get them back to back. You dunk, and then the next guy would go, and then the next guy would go, and that would be you get round 1 and round 2, and you would average the score for the first 2 rounds, and that would get you into the semifinals. You would do that again, 2 more dunks, and then the final 2. And maybe it took a little bit longer. It must have, I guess. But now with all the misses, they just let guys keep dunking until they dunk it. What the heck? No. If you miss the dunk, you get 1 extra try. And if you miss that dunk, dude, they judge your score on the missed dunk. And you get like a 32, and you're not going to advance on that. And nobody was really sitting at home crying about it. You have to be able to dunk the basketball to win a dunk contest. Stop holding their hands and giving them all the time they need to stinking dunk the ball. If they don't make the dunk, well, they're not going to win the deal. Fine by me, move on. They used to have buys in the dunk contest. Like, for example, when Larry Nance and Julius Erving in 1984, really when they started the dunk contest in 84, Dr. J and Larry Nance were in the finals, okay? The very next year, they were back in the dunk contest, and they got a first-round bye because they reached the finals the year before. How sweet is that? Incorporate that back. You want to get big namers like, God, I want to see Giannis Antetokounmpo win this thing. You kidding me? Maybe it'd make it a little easier for these guys if they know they made the finals, that they get a bye next year into the second round. I have no problem rewarding that. I mean, look what the NBA used to do. The 1985 dunk contest, won by Dominique Wilkins. You had Dominique, you had Michael Jordan, you had Dr. J, you had Larry Nance, you had Clyde Drexler. I mean, you're talking, those are all like essentially, those are like dream teamers, man. Certainly all-stars. Like big-time Hall of Fame guys that used to be in this thing. I don't know if you're ever going to get that back, but maybe it would change if the format wasn't so stinking weak. You get a first-round dunk, you get a second dunk. You get 2 dunks in the first round. The top 4 advance. Or you could just say the top 3 advance, and then you have the finals if you really don't want it to go on all that long. I don't know if you remember this. Back in the day, when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. There was 2 events at the All-Star Game. They didn't have, 3-ball, let's play horse, the skills challenge. They didn't have that stuff then. You had the 3-point shootout, and you had the dunk contest, so you had more time. Maybe you don't have that now with, the inclusion of kind of some of the other events that they have. That's fine. But still go back to the 8 competitors, take the top 4, and then the top 4 is the finals. You don't have to have a final of 1 versus 2, which I would love, though. I liked the fact that it was Michael Jordan versus Dominique in the dunk championships in 1988 in Chicago, Illinois. I liked the fact that that was the final. Like, they got rid of that. Kenny Skywalker versus Clyde Drexler in the finals in 1989. Dominique Wilkins versus Kenny the Jet Smith in the finals in 1990. D. Brown versus my boy Sean Kemp in the finals, 1991. I mean, I loved that stuff, dude. And now it's just not as glamorous. And I think the scoring isn't as good. Like, those judges, I'm sorry, again, am I complaining about a dunk contest score? I guess I am. But some of that stuff, are you kidding me? The dude missed the dunk 3 times before he made it, and you gave him 9s across the board? A 9? Like, I've seen Dominique Wilkins dunks that are twice the dunk that was. Was that Dennis Smith Jr.? And Dominique got an 8 on it. Why can't we have tougher judges at the dunk contest? Have it be more of a thing rather than just some slap turd. I mean, it just seems like it's just one big Mickey Mouse Disney circus event. Let's make it important again. And if you treat it like it's important, maybe some of the fans will too. You get 4 no-namers essentially in this thing every year. It's just not very glamorous. I'm sorry. Well, how do you get the bigger names? Look, you can do bigger than Diallo. You can do bigger than Collins, in my opinion. Bridges. And I'm not knocking those dudes in it. Those dudes were worthy. They were good. They could dunk. Give it up for them. Those kids were sharp. But you couldn't add 3 or 4 more participants and get some bigger names? That's going to make it a lot, I'm telling you, it's going to make it a lot better. Like Donovan Mitchell, Utah Jazz, a star. He won this thing last year. He didn't have any reason to do it this year. He won it last year. He's got his shoe deal from it. Like, he'd rather just party and hang out and talk to pretty girls on All-Star Weekend rather than actually have to work. And that's part of the reason dudes don't want to do it. They want to go to All-Star Weekend and they want to party. They don't want to have to do this stuff. But I'm saying you can find a lot of younger players that are going to do this. Where was Jake Layman? I know that sounds weird, but yeah, Blazers, Jake Layman, he could have fun with this thing. I guarantee you there was probably 10 other dudes who wanted to be in the dunk contest, but they only picked 4. And I think that's weak. 3-point contest had 10 participants. 10. Dunk contest has 4? I mean, you're just telling me right then, just with the participation volume, that one is bigger than the other. Yeah, get back to the 8 contestants. You have 2 dunks, essentially. You get to dunk twice. Everybody gets to dunk twice. You average the score of those 2 dunks, and then you go to the semifinals and you take the top 4. Then you have 1 dunk in the semifinals. 1 dunk. You take the top 2 of those semifinals and you go to the finals. And you make it a big deal. Mano a mano in the finals. Jordan versus Dominique. Larry Nance versus the Doctor. Drexler versus Skywalker. Sean Kemp versus D. Brown. Stuff that you remember. Have a finals. Break it down. Heck, you could even possibly break it down bracket style, but I wouldn't even want that either. Go back to the format from 1984 to about, when did they jack this thing up? When did the dunk contest get so stinking lame? I want to say mid-90s probably. It just didn't have as much. Actually, Kobe was in it late. Vince Carter was in it 2000. Really, 2002 I'm seeing they really messed it up. That's when they adopted the tournament format. Like, I don't need brackets for the dunk contest. No. I want scores. That's how to determine this. Because then you can get the best 2 dunkers in the same bracket, and you're killing your tournament. Anyway, they've messed it up. Get back and fix it. If you have any suggestions as well, oh man, I would love to hear it. If you have a suggestion to fix the, I'll say, broken slam dunk contest, I wasn't that impressed. And I know there were some good dunks. Of course there was. Look at the stinking athletes in the league right now and what they can do. I'm saying you got to show me more. That wasn't enough. There's so much more out there in the world of dunking and creativity. You just gave me a little teaspoon. Come on, serve it up. There's more. If anybody wants to get in on this, call me at 541-963-4122. Farmers Insurance Hotline. Farmers Insurance, my man Greg Blackman, 1430 down there, Washington Avenue in LeGrand. It's a full-service insurance agency, complete line of insurance products, auto, moto, home, renters, life, business, umbrella policies as well. Greg Blackman and his staff, knowledgeable, friendly, helpful, and they're talking extraordinary customer service. Farmers Insurance, Greg Blackman, my man. Yeah, if you want to make a switch to it, I am listening. Where does the dunk contest need a fixin'? Let me know. Ballgame show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Let's get after it.
Your local weather forecast. In LeGrand tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low near 17 degrees. For tomorrow, cloudy skies with snow likely in the afternoon and a high near 33. In Baker City tonight, generally clear conditions, low of 14 degrees. And by tomorrow, partly cloudy with periods of snow late in the day with a high near 34. This weather forecast is brought to you by
Grand Ronde Hospital. As a not-for-profit organization, we provide medical care to everyone, regardless of insurance or financial status.
Grand Ronde Hospital.
President's Day. It's a flag-waving red, white, and blue national holiday, and it's more than just a day off. It's a time for great deals on your favorite Toyota models, including up to $3,000 in cashback savings, APR financing as low as 0%, or special low-payment leases. There's special savings on nearly every new Toyota. Come drive the all-new 2019 RAV4. It's a complete redesign from the ground up. Or check out the new 2019 Corolla and Corolla Hatch. Get special savings on Tundras, Tacomas, Highlanders, Camrys, and more. Plus, nearly every new Toyota now features Toyota Safety Sense, a complete suite of safety features, and they're all backed by Toyota Care, Toyota's no-cost maintenance plan for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever comes first. Safety, peace of mind, and great President's Day savings. The Toyota President's Day event is on now. For full details, visit buyatoyota.com or see your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. All financing and approved credit through Toyota Financial Services. All vehicles subject to prior sale. All prices plus tax and title. Dealer doc fees vary by dealer. For more details, call 1-888-21-TOYOTA. Offers end 2/28/19.
With all the local realty groups available, how do you choose which one to use? You could Google. You could ask a coworker. You could even flip a coin. Instead of taking a chance, list your property with Ranch and Home Realty in LeGrand. They have over 60 years of experience successfully listing and selling local properties, which means you've got 60 years of a refined, successful process. With that kind of experience, you're not really leaving anything to chance. Moving from listed to closed, Ranch and Home Realty.
Welcome to the game, ladies and gentlemen, shout the name. Seattle Supersonics are basketball bionic. And Gary Payton was on. Bounce pass off court to Sean. And the crowd sang along. Supersonics, oh yeah. Supersonics. Not just a regular team.
Ballgame show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. If you're watching on YouTube, shout out to everybody on the Fat Guys Fresh Deli stream. Appreciate those guys tuning me in as well. I'm sporting a shirt, kind of nostalgic shirt for me, Seattle Supersonic stuff. I figured I'd come back with this song. This was huge in Seattle. It's the Presidents of the United States of America. Remember that band? And they changed the lyrics. They're Seattle guys, and they changed this song and talked about kind of that 90s Supersonic team that I followed that stinking team every day. I have not followed the NBA like I did when I was a kid in the 90s, dude. I watched every game. I could tell you starting lineup of every team. Even now in the NBA, and I'm doing it for a living, I don't watch as much NBA as I did when I was a kid. And probably because my team left, man. It's been tough. Anyway, how can we fix the dunk contest? If you have any suggestions, I'll welcome them at 541-963-4122. Got a bunch of text messages coming on, so I'll hit up the Northwest Furniture and Mattress text line here. Johnny, you nailed it on the dunk contest. Wow, I don't get a lot of that. Johnny, you nailed it. If they need more time, Ash can the stinking Celebrity All-Star Game. It sucks. Okay, appreciate you. Yeah, a Celebrity All-Star Game, look, slap me sideways when you catch me watching that. I'm telling you, kick me in the groin, slap me in the face, and punch me in the stomach the time you see me when I could be doing a lot of other things with my time watching the Celebrity Game. Slap me sideways, please. I don't want, and I will pay you. I'm with you on that. We don't need that. I don't need to see folks in the entertainment world sucking at basketball for 2 hours. No, thank you. I'm good. We could do that, yeah. But I'm just saying, get back to the old format in the 80s and 90s when you had 8 players in the dunk contest. You gave them 2 dunks in the first round. Everybody, all 8 players got 2 dunks, and you take the top 4, and then they get 1 dunk, and then you take the top 2. I think you're back to it. I guarantee you those 4 players were not the only 4 players that answered the call for dudes who would want to be in the dunk contest. I bet there was 50 dudes in the NBA that would have loved to be in that dunk contest. 50! That's like 1.5 dudes per team that would raise their hand if their coach said, hey, anybody interested in the dunk contest this year? They're taking a poll. Would you guys do it if you were asked? I bet there'd be about at least 1 or 2 dudes from all 30 teams that would do this. And you're only taking 4, and those 4 dudes could dunk. They were throwing down well. There's good stuff. Give me more of it. And yes, if you could get more players of a higher profile, yes, it would be better for it. Are you kidding me? Look, there was a little different thing when we were seeing Joe Harris win the 3-point shootout. And congrats to Joe Harris. That was stinking awesome. That dude, Joe Harris, played 1A high school football in Washington for Lake Chelan. Lake Chelan, that's like the tourist town. That dude, unfortunately for him, lived there. His dad was the coach. 1A, okay? That's the equivalent here in Oregon of a dude playing out at Cove or Imbler, okay? Or Elgin or Powder or possibly Union, although they're usually 2A. It's like that. It's like a 1A school, like playing at Cove and winning the NBA 3-point contest. That is a sweet deal, dude. That Joe Harris guy played at Lake Chelan High School, 1A. What was their high school team? Is it the Goat Herders? I'm not joking. Was it the Chelan Goat Herders? I think it is. It's something like that. You want a throwback jersey? Yeah, give me a Harris Goat Herder. It's something like that. The Billy Goats or the Goat Herders, something like that. And he won the 3-point shootout. But I'll tell you this. Were you paying as close attention to attention when Harris was shooting or when Steph was shooting? When Steph's up, you're just like, okay, I'm not going to the bathroom. I'm not getting another beer. Okay, I'm not going for the snack aisle. I'm not going to grab a couple little Smokies. No, dude, I'm going to watch Steph shoot. And he put on a stinking show. That's what's beautiful about the 3-point contest. Like, guys like Dirk, like big time guys are in it. The Curry brothers, how fun was that? And a no-name won it, which is great. Good for the no-name, Joe Harris. But it was also great that there was stars in it. And you had the no-name Joe Harris beating Steph Curry in the finals. Good for him, man. He even looked afterwards. He just looked a little nervous, like a little awkward. Like, dude, I'm here right now. Like Steph Curry's hugging him like, hey, man, nice job. You beat me. And you can just see this look on Harris's face like, yeah, dude, I just beat Steph Curry in a 3-point contest in front of the entire stinking planet Earth. Yeah, that's a pretty good deal. I'm going to look at myself in the mirror the next time with a little more pizzazz, man. I just beat Steph. All right, yeah. Might give a couple flexes here in the mirror next time I'm there. He just beat Steph Curry in front of the whole world in the 3-point contest. That's cool. I mean, how sweet would it have been if Diallo, the no-name dude for the Oklahoma City Thunder, what's his first name, Hamidou? What if Hamidou Diallo got to the finals of the dunk contest and Greek Freak was waiting for him? Or, I mean, LeBron, Westbrook, like a mad stinking dunker who can really throw down. And I'll be honest, I don't know why. I really don't. I think it's awesome what they did for Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki. The whole weekend was great, okay, for Dwayne and Dirk. Legends in this league, multiple all-stars in this league, kind of a tip of the cap send-off for all you have done. Let me just say on that real quick. My man Vince Carter got screwed there. Who didn't realize? Did you forget that Vince Carter wasn't still in the league? Vince Carter was an all-star before Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki were ever all-stars. And even in the league, Vince Carter was there in 99. I think he was the same draft as Dirk. What, Vince Carter wasn't an all-star before? I think Vince Carter got screwed over on that, hey, let's pay our respects to the old guys thing. You should have had Vince Carter in the dunk contest. Yes, or as a judge at least. Can Vinsanity be a judge? Can Vince Carter get a chance to tip his cap in front of everybody and say thank you? Vince Carter's not going to play in the NBA next year at 41 years old. He's not going to. This will be it. And Vince Carter got screwed. He should have been there, man. I know Dwayne Wade's a lot bigger and all this stuff. Vince Carter's was a damn good player too, and made a bunch of all-star games as well, like Dwayne Wade did. Maybe not as many. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Dwayne Wade should not have had that. I'm saying they should have done something with Vince Carter, at least for the dunk contest. Like Dirk Nowitzki was in the three-point contest. They let him in. Dirk Nowitzki doesn't shoot threes anymore. He doesn't even play. And they let Dirk participate in the three-point contest, and that is tremendous. I love it. Good for them. Cool with me. Good for them. But they should have done something with Vince Carter in the dunk contest. They should have had him there. Vince Carter was an all-star every year from the year 2000 to the year 2008. You're talking, 8 consecutive years making the All-Star game. I guess it's not enough. I get he's not enough of a legend. The fact that, and I'm very sorry, he's 42 years old right now, not 40. I was wrong on that. Dude's 40 flipping 2. 42 playing in the NBA for the Atlanta Hawks. He's playing 16 minutes a night. Yeah, what's your dad doing? All right? Gosh, man. No, Vince Carter, you got screwed. They should have done something better, or they just should have done. Let me rephrase. They should have done something for you. Now we're honoring the past. We're honoring the current, still playing legends on All-Star Weekend. But no, Vince Carter. I guess you don't make the cut. Vince Carter should have been involved there. I think anybody listening right now is completely agreeing with me. You better be. Now, Vince Carter, you got screwed, and that was a bad deal for everybody. You should have been involved. I'm not saying he can still dunk, but wouldn't it have been awesome if Vince Carter's like, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. Like, he wouldn't embarrass himself. He's 42. But I would love to see what Vince Carter can still do, dunk contest format, at the age of 42. Wouldn't you love to see what Vinsanity can still do, if anything? I'd love it. I thought Vince Carter got screwed. Ballgame show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Let's get our Joe Beans. Big games of the night. Big Monday, college basketball fans. What are you watching tonight? We'll show you in a second. Ballgame show, Benchies. Vince Carter, I'm sorry, man. You got screwed, dude.
NBA basketball is kicked into high gear right now, and Super Talk Radio is your continued home for Portland Trailblazers basketball. Don't miss Dame Dalla drop another 40 points on another opponent, or the silky smooth game of CJ McCollum, all on Super Talk Radio. That's 1450 AM in LeGrand and 1490 in Baker City. Trailblazers basketball on Super Talk Radio is brought to you in part by Dream Builders Contracting and LeGrand Auto Repair.
It's time now for a community calendar update. The Meals on Wheels program in Union County is in need of volunteers to deliver meals to seniors at their homes. If you are interested in helping out, stop by the Community Connection of Union County office at 1504 North Albany Street in LeGrand or call 541-963-7532. Veterans of Foreign Wars High Valley Post 4060 is holding bingo each Wednesday at the VFW Hall in Union. The doors will open at 5 p.m. with early bird games starting at 6 and regular games at 7. For more information, contact Cora at 541-562-6153. If you or someone you know is struggling with alcohol, there are many Alcoholics Anonymous meetings in our area. To learn more about upcoming meetings or to speak with someone in Alcoholics Anonymous, visit OregonAADistrict29.org. This community calendar update is brought to you by LeGrand Gold and Silver, family-owned and managed, and your trusted local experts for fine jewelry and precious metals. Shop LeGrand Gold and Silver's full line of quality jewelry, gifts, and coins.
Ballgame Show, Bench Warmers, Pub and Grill. While we're coming up with ideas and suggestions and good stuff, let me just say this. Alliance of American Football next year. I know you can't do it now, but next year, why not Monday night at the Alliance? Why don't you give me an Alliance Monday night football game? You know, if I'm going home tonight and I got a couple of college basketball games that don't completely pump my nads, dude, I'll watch the Alliance of American Football tonight. Give me the Alliance on a Monday. I'm telling you. Look, I think this thing's working, and I'm going to talk about it more in detail at the top of the hour. I have lists. I have bullet points. I've worked on this. Why so far after 2 weeks? Dude, yeah, this thing's working. It's working. Ballgame Show, Bench Warmers, Pub and Grill. Let's get to our Joe Beans games of the night tonight. Love the crew at Joe Beans. Alan, Colleen, you got the best darn coffee in Eastern Oregon in your sandwiches. Yeah, let me remind you to buy the Big Blue Mountain. Best sandwich you'll have in LeGrand. Comfort food, I'm telling you. Joe Beans. They do a terrific job. Big games tonight. How about let's go ACC action. Virginia at Virginia Tech. This is always a tough game for the Cavaliers. Buzz Williams and the Hokies always do a good job against their rival Cavaliers. That'll be a fun one. That's just about getting underway. And later on in the Big 12 tonight, how about K-State at West Virginia? Look, if you're a Kansas fan, Kansas has won the Big 12 14 consecutive years. K-State right now is in first place in the Big 12. So, KU fan, you need some help from your Mountaineer brothers at West Virginia to knock off K-State tonight. Big game if you're hoping Kansas. I got a bunch of dudes, friends of mine who went to school at Kansas. They have a big journalism department at Kansas. So I know a lot of people who go there, big Jayhawk fans, obviously, and Jayhawks certainly rooting for West Virginia tonight. EOU women's basketball, congratulations, conference championship tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at Quinn Coliseum. I will be at this game. The conference tournament starts for the men Wednesday night. I believe they start at Corbin. They got the 5 seed, so they got to win out, Carlito and the boys. I wanted to get back to a bunch of other stuff. We have a big guest next hour. The Seattle Mariner beat writer for the Times is coming on. Don't go anywhere. Ballgame Show Benchies. Here's the news.
Eastern Oregon's home for news, talk, weather, and sports. This is KLBM LeGrand and KBKR Baker City. Super Talk Radio, the talk of Eastern Oregon.
Putting Maduro supporters on notice. Reaction to Smollett's attack claim. I'm Evan Haining.
A new day is coming in Latin America. It's coming.
In a Miami speech, President Trump appealed to Venezuelan military officials, urging them to stop supporting embattled President Nicolas Maduro and recognize Juan Guaido as the country's legitimate interim president. Trump said the U.S. supports the aspirations of the Venezuelan people.
They are turning the page on socialism, turning the page on dictatorship, and there will be no going back.
Communications Minister Jorge Rodriguez says Venezuela will distribute more than 20,000 boxes of food that was sent to the Colombian border city of Cúcuta. Senator and presidential candidate Kamala Harris is responding to the latest reports about the alleged attack on actor Jussie Smollett.
The Empire actor reported last month he was physically attacked by 2 men who yelled homophobic and racial slurs. Now Chicago police say Smollett may have played a role in that assault. Senator Harris, who called the account a modern-day lynching after the initial reports, is now taking a much more cautious approach.
There should be an investigation.
Harris made her comments while campaigning in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Smollett's attorneys, meanwhile, say the actor feels victimized by reports he may have played a role.
Correspondent Linda Kenyon. The U.S. and North Korea are seriously considering a diplomat exchange. Correspondent Michelle Kozinski.
This would be an exchange of what's called liaison officers. So it would be several from each side going over and establishing an office in each other's countries. It would be several people on the U.S. side. It would be led, for example, by a senior Foreign Service officer who would be fluent in Korean.
Tomorrow is expected to bring more snow to the southwest and midwest. Snow or ice may also develop in the mid-Atlantic and southern Appalachians overnight. I'm Evan Haining.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $500 million for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-559-8226. 800-559-8226. 800-559-8226.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit Optima Tax.
It's time now for your local weather forecast. In LeGrand tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low near 17 degrees. For tomorrow, cloudy skies with snow likely in the afternoon and a high near 33. In Baker City tonight, generally clear conditions, low of 14 degrees. And by tomorrow, partly cloudy with periods of snow late in the day with a high near 34. This weather forecast is brought to you by
Grand Ronde Hospital. Our hospice and home care team of experienced clinicians have been providing physical, emotional, spiritual, and bereavement support to families for over 30 years as the only not-for-profit, state-licensed, and Medicare-certified agency in our county.
President's Day. It's a flag-waving red, white, and blue national holiday, and it's more than just a day off. It's a time for great deals on your favorite Toyota models, including up to $3,000 in cashback savings, APR financing as low as 0%, or special low-payment leases. There's special savings on nearly every new Toyota. Come drive the all-new 2019 RAV4. It's a complete redesign from the ground up. Or check out the new 2019 Corolla and Corolla Hatch. Get special savings on Tundras, Tacomas, Highlanders, Camrys, and more. Plus, nearly every new Toyota now features Toyota Safety Sense, a complete suite of safety features. And they're all backed by Toyota Care, Toyota's no-cost maintenance plan for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever comes first. Safety, peace of mind, and great President's Day savings. The Toyota President's Day event is on now. For full details, visit buyatoyota.com or see your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. All financing and approved credit through Toyota Financial Services. All vehicles subject to prior sale. All prices plus tax and title. Dealer doc fees vary by dealer. For more details, call 1-888-21-TOYOTA. Offers end 2/28/19.
You wouldn't buy a movie you haven't seen yet. You'd rent it first, then you'd buy later once you fall in love with it. That's why more and more folks who've never owned a self-propelled sprayer are leasing from Apache Sprayers. Apache Sprayers are outfitted with the latest precision technology, simple to operate and maintain, and downright affordable to own or lease. With annual loan payments starting at only $24,000, it's a blockbuster coming to a field near you. Talk to an Apache Sprayers dealer in your area or visit apachesprayers.com/leasing for full pricing details.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care. I ever get back, so let's root for the home team. They don't win, it's a shame. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
The Johnny Ballgame Show.
Brought to you by Bench Warmers Pub and Grill. Hour number 2 officially underway for the Johnny Ballgame Show. Sports Talk Radio, Super Talk Radio, the place. Look at the lineup we have right now. Rush Limbaugh, Lars Larson, yours truly, Michael Savage. Great weekend programming, sports, local programming, Tradio in the Morning Buzz with my boy Cliff Turner, the biggest and best and brightest in the business right now, certainly from a local level. We're kicking butt here. Our numbers are terrific, and we are loving life at Pacific Empire Radio. Shoot on by. You want to spread your message, whatever message that is, call my boy Casey. That's a K and a C like in Kansas City, that type of Casey. Get in down here, call him, shoot him an email, find his number, call the station, and talk about him about setting and reaching your goals for your business. That's KC. Get down here and talk to him. Here's what we have today. I got the beat writer for the Seattle Mariners with the Seattle Times. How about that? That's a good get. That's a big guest. He is in Arizona right now covering Mariner spring training. He'll be there the rest of the month. Good for him. Or the rest of until April, essentially. They're probably flying him to Japan, too, to cover the team. I'll talk to him about that stuff. Good stuff. So I have him this hour talking Mariner spring training. We'll play buy or sell next. So, look, I need them. Get your buy or sells in. Email or text me those buy or sells. We'll play that next hour. That's always brought to you by Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. So some big stuff going on this hour. Let's have some fun with this. Hey, quick reminder, NFL football fans. Tomorrow is the beginning of the franchise tag season. So, yes, teams as early as tomorrow can use the franchise tag on players on their roster. That really does eliminate all free agency leverage those players have on that. It's from tomorrow through March 5th. Teams can place either the franchise tag or the transition tag on one of their pending free agents. It's an expensive decision, obviously, but it doesn't lock them into a long-term deal. I love the franchise tag. Heck, if I was the Seahawks, I'd franchise tag Russell Wilson next year. This is the final year of his deal in 2019 and 2020. You're going to play on the franchise tag for 2020 and 2021. Then I'll long-term sign you. I would use it on stuff like that. I really would. Ballgame Show Benchies. Anyway, you get your emails and text messages in. Maybe we get a franchise tag buy or sell or something like that. Let's start this thing off. I wanted to talk a little more about the Alliance of American Football. Coaches we've heard of. Players maybe you've kind of heard of, but you've never really seen them play all that much at the NFL level. A lot of these dudes, maybe you caught in college, maybe you know here or there, but you haven't seen them play outside at a professional level, outside maybe some NFL preseason games, stuff like that. To me, it's clear, and this is why the Alliance of American Football, after 2 weeks, I think, I'm not going to say it's flourishing. I'm not going to say it's a mega hit. I'm not going to use any of those adjectives I would typically use on this show. I'll say it's working, which has not happened in other leagues who've tried to do this. The XFL, the UFL, the WFL, the USFL there at the end. It didn't work anymore, and that's why they went under. This league, it's working, and it's not going to go under, I wouldn't think. I'd be shocked if at some point, hey, the Alliance, it's gone after this year. Dang, well, can I get one of those starter coats on discount, please? Have you seen the gear these teams are wearing? Those starter coats are sick. Starter, thank you for coming back into my life right now, too, by the way. You always made cool gear. I don't know what the hell happened to the company of Starter, but in like the mid-90s, all of a sudden it wasn't cool anymore. I don't know what happened. Whoever was the CEO of Starter when it hit its decline, man, slap that person sideways. You messed up a cool company with a cool brand. Now Starter, that's the outfitter of the Alliance. All the jerseys, all the coats, they got those old school Starter pullovers with the kangaroo pocket in the middle. Dude, those coats were bitching. Oh, they were so fun back in the day. You either wanted the Starter pullover, you wanted the satin jacket like Singletary wears on the sideline, or the big stinking heavy parka. Starter made really cool gear. It's nice to see them back. Jeez, where the heck were you for 30 years? Thank you, Starter. Anyway, their little Starter rant. It's working, the Alliance is. Well, first reason's the quality. It's good football. Like, it's not the USFL. Like, we remember guys like He Hate Me in the USFL because in the XFL, because that's all that there was to remember. Guys like He Hate Me. Great. Okay. He Hate Me. Rod Smart. With this league, there's good football. I'm seeing good coverages being read by quarterbacks. I'm seeing good ball placement. I'm seeing a couple of receivers I've seen that I think are definitely going to be in an NFL camp. Look, here's what you're going to hear this year in the NFL. Here is what you're going to hear. Oh, that player, he played with the San Diego Fleet. Yep. Oh, that player played on Memphis for the Alliance. Yep. Oh, that guy was on the Orlando Apollos Alliance. These guys, think about this. They get a 10-week season, okay, where they're becoming, they should be if they're working hard, they're becoming better at football every day. There's good coaches in this league. There's some money behind it, decent facilities. Those players on these alliance teams are becoming better every day. Okay, this football's better than college. These guys would smoke any college team. These guys were all stars in college. I'm not joking. You could take the worst alliance team and put them against Alabama. They'd win, dude. These guys are pros. The quality of football is good. And I'll tell you, when camp starts in the NFL in August, when training camp gets underway, dude, training camps are going to be filled with dudes who played this previous year in the Alliance. It's going to be filled. Think about this. The Alliance season ends when? Mid-April? So you got from mid-April Alliance player till beginning of August to get ready for another league. That's enough time. Like, the Alliance kids aren't going to be burnt out. They're not going to be tired. Their season's going to end in mid-April to May, and they'll have 2-3 months to get ready for NFL camp. This is helping them. Like, the NFL, honestly, the NFL is going to improve because of the Alliance of American Football. The dudes coming in, the fringe players, are going to be better fringe players now because they have a league to play in against other good players of NFL caliber and quality. This thing's working, dude. Bill Polian, my boy J.K. McKay, who came on this show, you guys are hitting this. It's working, dude. No, it's not a massive success yet, but we'll see what happens. It doesn't have to be, by the way, a massive success. All it's got to do is do what it's doing. Serve its purpose. Give the sports geek who's not going home every night kissing girls and actually has a life as a sports geek, like a Dungeons and Dragons dork. Or a dude who gets dressed up in like Game of Thrones gear and goes to the local medieval times fair and pretends he's like a druid or something and's running around. Oh, I'll cast my spell on you. Here's the sun sword. You cannot handle its powers. Like geeks like that. But in a sports sense, give them something else to do. You know? And that's what it's doing. Okay, do I want to watch the Daytona 500 where I'm like, I don't love NASCAR. I watch it because I know it's big and I know it's on. But you know what? I'd rather watch the football game. It's Mike Singletary coaching a team against Steve Spurrier. You know what? I'm going to watch this thing. And the football isn't bad. Like, you see big plays, nice hits, sweet catches, good throws. Like, you see cool stuff is going on in this league. And it's football, and it gives the stinking dweebies, the neo-maxi Zune dweebies. No, they don't have a date tonight. No, they haven't had a date in a year. They're looking for something to do, man. The sports geek. I know a lot of them. And they're loving the Alliance. Okay? I'm the king of the dorks for sports geeks. You know, girls sometimes talk to me, man. They sometimes do. Yeah. Tractor beam, brah. Here's why it's working, other than it's just quality football, okay? It's good football. There's quality in the coaching, not just in the head coaching, but the staffs. There's good coaching in this league. They're coaching. They're teaching. These players are going to be more prepared for the NFL when and if they get another shot there. And in the meantime, you're going to make about $80,000 a year in this league. Pretty good money, right? You're making more than a teacher is going to make. Pretty decent scratch. How about this? The games, they kick off at good times. Perfect. It's not too early. It's not too late. I got 2 games on Saturday. I got 2 games on Sunday. No, you can't. I get it. You're not going to catch maybe all 4. But, I mean, there's Sunday night football again. That game in the Alliance last night didn't kick off till what? 6, 7 o'clock? Is it 5 or 6 o'clock maybe? I mean, that was perfect for me. I'm watching Sunday Night Football. I had it on. I had the All-Star game on, and I had the Alliance game on. That was it. It's good times. It's not too early in the morning. Usually you get a game in the afternoon, and you get a game in the evening. On Saturday, you get a Saturday nighter. They're good starts, these games are. The tempo. Have you noticed? Look, I'm not advocating now that the NFL should do away with the kickoff, but I'm a lot closer to that point than I have ever been in my life, okay? I remember getting upset, being on the air in Boise, getting upset when I saw that Pop Warner football was eliminating the kickoff. And I was saying, oh, this is bad. Now, 5 years later or whatever, like, do I really care if the kickoff is removed from Pop Warner Little League football? No. If that's going to make mom and dad feel better about letting the little ones play, okay, then get rid of the stinking kickoff. They don't really do anything anyway, especially in the Little League. Kickoffs are lame anyway. Kids can't kick far. You just surrender good field position every time. I've coached Little League football. Kickoffs are a bad thing. Most Little League teams kick an onside kick every single play. So they got rid of that. But the tempo, a team will score a touchdown. Then they quickly, within 35 seconds, have to go for 2, okay? If they make or miss the 2-point conversion, okay, right after that, okay, the other offense gets the ball at the 25. They don't go to a commercial break. And then they come back and they have a kickoff, which ends up being a touchback. And then they go to another commercial break. And then they come back. They don't do that in the Alliance. You miss the extra point or the 2-point conversion or you make it, oh, great, okay. 20 seconds later, the other team's at the 25 getting ready to start its own offensive possession. And I'm thinking like, dude, really? That's moving quick. I like it. The play clock's quicker. I like it. I think the NFL, honestly, should go to the 35-second play clock rather than the 40. Think about that. Teams can't just sit on the ball. If you get the NFL now and the other team doesn't have any timeouts left and there's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, that game's pretty much over. You just sit on a damn knee and you let 40 seconds go off the play clock and bump it up to 35. NFL coaches would hate it, but I'd love it. Yeah, the tempo's better. These games go much quicker. The game ended last night, and I wasn't really paying too much attention to it at that point. And I looked up at my TV that's mounted in my living room, my smaller TVs. I got the big one, and then I got 2 other ones. I got 3 TVs there. And I looked up, and the game was over. I was like, the game was over? Dude, there was just 8 minutes left. And I'll be honest, I'm not paying attention to the score, really. I'm not really paying attention to the name on the back of the jersey, really, yet. I'm just watching football. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm not getting upset when a team wins or loses. I don't care about that yet. Hopefully at some point I do. Hopefully I do at some point. But right now, no, I'm just kind of watching. I'm kind of liking. Also, those starter coats. Oh, the gear in the Alliance. The logos and the satin coat that Mike Singletary's wearing? Dude, I want that coat. Starter. Start coming out with those coats with the NFL again. Seriously, Starter, you're doing this. By the way, are we getting any buy or sells on this Monday? You stinking better, chuckleheads. Email the show, JohnnyBallGameShow@gmail.com on the Goss Motors inbox, or text me, 541-962 7700 on the Northwest Furniture and Mattress text line. You make the statement, ask me if I'll buy or if I will sell. Johnny, the Alliance will make it 10 plus years. Buy or sell? That's a tough one. I don't know if after 2 weeks I would say, yeah, this league's going to be here in 10 years. I don't know if I'm going to go there yet, but I certainly know it's going to be here next week and it's going to play the whole season. And don't forget the deal's going down. My boy Sean Daggett and the crew at Northwest Furniture and Mattress. Next time you see Sean, tell him the Ballgame Show said, what up? Family owned and your first stop for quality. Go see the upholstery lineup. different colors, different patterns, new designs all the time at Northwest Furniture and Mattress. That's Elm Street, downtown LeGrand. Big red rocking chair right there on the roof. We got the Mariners beat writer Ryan Divish coming on from the Seattle Times. We'll talk to Divish at about 4:35. That's going to be a good one. All things Seattle Mariners, everything you need to know going into a Mariner spring training. Are they really just tanking everything this year? Are they trying to lose? What is the plan if there is one? Beat writers usually know more than just about anybody covering the local team, and Ryan Divish does a terrific job for the Seattle Times. So we'll do that this hour. But first, heck yeah, man, buy or sell, brought to you by Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. That's next.
Simplicity and savings. It's what you can expect with Legacy Ford X-Plan. We respect your time, no games and no haggling. Savings. X-Plan pricing that applies to all new Ford vehicles, plus the rebates you deserve on top of the very best price. X-Plan is for you. And now's the time to buy Ford, America's best-selling brand, with simple, direct savings. Exclusively with X-Plan for everyone at Legacy Ford. Visit legacyford.net, home of the $20 gas oil change.
With all the local realty groups available, how do you choose which one to use? You could Google. You could ask a coworker. You could even flip a coin. Instead of taking a chance, list your property with Ranch and Home Realty in LeGrand. They have over 60 years of experience successfully listing and selling local properties, which means you've got 60 years of a refined, successful process. With that kind of experience, you're not really leaving anything to chance. Moving from listed to closed, Ranch and Home Realty.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your auto insurance? If so, it may be time to shop around for a different insurance provider. I'm Bree Troutman with American Family Insurance in LeGrand. Did you know that it takes an average of 5 minutes to complete a quote? Swing by my office at 109 Depot Street in downtown LeGrand, and we would be happy to give you a free quote for insurance to see if we can save you some money. Or give us a call at 541-663-1919.
American Family Insurance. When every moment matters and a life is saved. When someone gives blood. When a hand reaches out. That moment when heartbreak turns to hope. You're there through the American Red Cross. Down the street, across the country, around the world. You help save the day. Every day. Your support truly matters. You can help today. Visit redcross.org.
Johnny Ballgame Show, Bench Warmers, Pub and Grill. Hard to imagine. Spring training is underway, dude. All 30 big league clubs. Games, spring training games start on Thursday. Cactus and Grapefruit League. Baseball season, man. Cool. And we're still talking football, man. The Alliance is still getting love on the JBG show, dude. I'm liking it. I'm not loving it. But again, it's serving a purpose. It's got a good place. I'm cool with it. Spring football, working so far. Every Monday, we have a lot of fun brought to you by Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. I need more. I need some love on this. I don't know what's going on with you folks in buy or sell today. We need some more coming in, so let's get those. Email or text me. You make the statement. Ask me if I'm going to buy or sell your statement. Brought to you by Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. Let's have some fun today. Buy or sell. First up, Johnny, the NBA All-Star Game needs work. Buy or sell. You know, just like most things, yeah, I'm going to buy this. It does need some work. I like where the NBA All-Star Game is now. Don't get me wrong. Whatever, I guess. All-Star Games look, All-Star Games are for kids. There's certain things in life, but in sports that work really well when you're a kid. And then when you get older, you're like, yeah, this isn't cool anymore. Oh, yeah, because I'm not a kid anymore. Got it. Okay. That's what the whole all-star game is for any sport. No all-star games are good. They're all boring. They're all exhibition gimmicks. But I think certainly the entire weekend, that operation, yes, needs work. The celebrity game is lame. I wish they'd go back and have the old-timers game, to be honest. Remember when they had the Legends game? There's a lot of dudes in the NBA right now, ex-NBA players who are in their 40s or 50s that could run around for a couple of minutes. It might not be the most exciting game, but it's still better than watching Justin Bieber do a crossover on Cardi B. Way better than the celebrity game, in my opinion. Most of those dudes, they're not even stinking celebrities, man. Get them out of here. Ballgame Shell, Benchwarmers, Pub and Grill. So yeah, I'll buy that. Next one, Johnny, starter brand. I'm loving it. It's back for good this time. Buy or sell. Look, I don't know what happened to starter when it lost its cool. But there was a time all of a sudden that if you were wearing starter gear, you were getting made fun of. I don't know how that got to that point. Because starter was as cool as Nike for a brief time in the early 1990s. It really was. And then all of a sudden, again, whoever took starter over, whoever became the CEO of starter, ruined the whole company. And I don't know what they did or what they didn't do. But yeah, starter all of a sudden became a blowhard. Nobody cared. Is it back for good? I'm going to sell this. Look, starter is in the Alliance of American Football. So I can't say it's back for good. Starter, you want to get bitching again? Hey, start making those NFL coats. Start making those NBA poofy coats. You know, let my boy Patrick the Beer Man rock his black, puffy Michigan State Spartans jacket. Big old Sparty logo on the back. Let him buy that satin coat that Mike Singletary wears. The satin starter Letterman's jacket type of look with that big Michigan State logo right on the breast. He'll wear that every day. He'll sleep with his wife when he's wearing it. Ballgame show. Yeah, bring it back like that, starter, and I'm cool with it, dude. But anyway, next one coming up. Johnny. Okay, Ballgame watched the Daytona 500, buy or sell. I'll buy that because I did. I watched probably 30 minutes of the Daytona 500. Not much this year. I didn't see the end. I'll tell you this, I heard about it. I heard there was a lot of crashes and a lot of pauses. And then another crash, and then another pause. And then another crash, and then another pace car, pause. To me, look, I'm not a diehard with NASCAR. I respect it. Those dudes work their tail off. Those teams work their tail off. I'm telling you this, I watched that show, All or Nothing, that documentary on Amazon that covers football teams and soccer teams and rugby teams, that type of thing. Hey, Amazon, do an All or Nothing on a NASCAR team. The whole team. The communication that goes between the what do they call the coach guy and the driver? I don't even know what his name is. But show me behind the scenes there. Traveling week to week, race to race. Give me a full-on documentary on a NASCAR season. Pick like Joey Logano or some cool guy or something. I don't know. Johnny, buy or sell. The Lions will win the next 5 Super Bowls. That's funny, man. I don't even know if I can. You've stumped me on that. I don't know if the Lions will win the next 5 anything. Good for them, though. Appreciate their fan base. I got a lot of Lion fans tuning into this show. And I can't believe I'm getting this, but I was talking about the geeks who, unfortunately, you're not kissing girls a lot in your life. You never have. You find other stuff to kind of occupy your time because you're not going on dates. You're not busy asking girls out. You're not really paying attention to what you look like because, dude, you're not going on any dates and stuff. I get you. I'm not going to bust my butt at the gym every day and make sure my hair is combed all nice and I'm cleanly shaven every day if girls aren't talking to me. Why waste it? Here's what led me to say this. This is the next one we've had, buy or sell, Rockin' Sons. Johnny, and I don't know this, but I'm going to try to have fun with it. Johnny, D-Generation X going into the Hall of Fame as a group of 6 is fitting, buy or sell. Are we really talking WWE Hall of Fame on this show? The Wrestling Hall of Fame, D-Generation X. What's that, Triple H? I do know this because I am one of you geeks. The D-Generation X, that's like China, okay? That's like Triple H. That's like my boy Shawn Michaels. Like, yeah, that's... okay, sorry if I don't know the other 3. But yeah, I don't know D-Generation X. They're going into the WWE Hall of Fame as a group. That's cool, buy or sell. I'm not even going to play this one because I don't want to encourage this. I'm not giving an answer. I have no comment on this. The WWE Hall of Fame makes it to buy or sell. You guys are stinking geeks. Just for that real quick, whatever your name is, I don't recognize your number. I don't want to be rude with it, but I think it's deserving of this. You're going to bring up the WWE Hall of Fame about D-Generation X getting all 6 guys in or people together. That's going to give you 6 of these. Let's go.
Nerds! 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 Nerds!
All right, let's go back to it. What else is next? Ball, buy or sell? Johnny, Colin Kaepernick will play in the NFL again. Good one, buy or sell? Dude, I'm hearing that all of a sudden he wants to play. That's the one thing with me with Kaepernick. Everybody speaks for him. Colin Kaepernick has not spoke publicly in 2 years, dude. So until I'm going to hear it from him, what the hell he wants to do, I'm not going to assume jack. I don't care what Colin Kaepernick does, and to be honest, he's missed 2 full seasons. I don't know if it's like riding a bike, dude. I don't know where his career would be right now. For now, I'll sell it. Kaepernick's not going to play in the league anymore. I'll sell. Johnny, I'll take a couple more. Lillard should have won NBA All-Star Game MVP, buy or sell. I'm going to sell that. Lillard he had a great All-Star game, the best he's had, but I don't think he was the most valuable guy in that game. He missed too many threes, man. He was 6 for 17, dude. He missed way too many threes, dude. Here's one more. I know. I gotta get to my guest. Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. Johnny, Osseo Joe is dead. Buy or sell? That's a good one. I have not had Osseo Joe call this show since when? When's the last time anyone heard Osseo around here? Look, we're friends on social media. I know he's not dead. I've seen pictures lately. Thankfully, love my man Osseo. Osseo, give us a call, man. I don't think anybody misses you, but still give us a call. That's buy or sell, Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. Look, they have the best deals because they can. There's no parent company over the top of them. It's not a big conglomerate, big business. No, it's your local. Rockin' Sons. It's mom and pop, and they love it, dude. They wouldn't have it any other way. So next time you're in the mood, you need tires, and next time's probably coming. Give it a chance at Rockin' Sons. They can get you the best deals because, again, they don't have the big corporate giant over the top of them making them sell for certain particular prices. Rockin' Sons has a little bit of leeway. Also, their 25-hour towing is the best. Make darn sure you need a tow that you're calling Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. He's the beat writer for the Seattle Mariners. Ryan Divish works with the Seattle Times newspaper. This is going to be a fun one, catching up on spring training baseball with a Mariner beat writer from the Seattle Times. Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill.
It's time now for your local weather forecast. In LeGrand tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low near 17 degrees. For tomorrow, cloudy skies with snow likely in the afternoon and a high near 33. In Baker City tonight, generally clear conditions, low of 14 degrees. And by tomorrow, partly cloudy with periods of snow late in the day with a high near 34. This weather forecast is brought to you by LeGrand Gold and Silver, family owned and managed for over 35 years. Your trusted local experts for fine jewelry and precious metals. Shop LeGrand Gold and Silver's full line of quality jewelry, gifts, and coins. and find the perfect gift that will be cherished for a lifetime.
I'm here to tell you how to hack McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu. All you gotta do is order 2 sausage McMuffin, 2 McChicken, or 2 McDouble sandwiches. You'll get them both for just $3. You can even mix them up. There's even a way to hack the hack. It's adding any size McCafe brewed coffee or soft drink for $1. Lots of people have tried this, and it totally works.
McDonald's new Choose 2 for $3 on the $1, $2, $3 menu. It's no hack, just an awesome deal. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meal. Single item at regular price.
Grumpy's Repair in Baker City should be the first place you take your vehicle regardless of the issue, and here's why. Grumpy's provides professional quality service by trained professionals using only the best quality replacement parts. In fact, every auto technician that works for Grumpy's is certified by the National Institute for Automotive Service Excellence. And JR, better known as Grumpy, wouldn't have it any other way. When you use the best techs and the best in quality replacement parts, you end up with the best service. Grumpy's Repair in Baker City.
Ballgame show, bench warmers, pub and grill. It creeps on up, and it certainly will this year too. Hard to imagine, but basically 72 hours from now, the Mariners and the A's are going to be playing a spring training game that counts for, I guess, Cactus League standings. All 30 teams, I believe, in camp by now. I know my man down here coming on the program covering the Mariners from Peoria, Arizona, the Seattle Times beat writer Ryan Divish hopping on the Farmers Insurance Hotline. Couldn't be happier to bring this guy on. Ryan, as a MLB beat writer, I've talked to you guys in the past too, and many of you spend the entire spring down there. Is this one of the best times of year for you and your work? Just kind of getting the dust off, getting back there, spring training in Arizona or Florida. This must be a fun time of year for you, my man.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, when you cover the Mariners, though, and the number of moves they make every offseason, you don't really get a chance to accumulate rust because you're pretty much riding all year round. Yeah, it's always good to kind of get back and get into the rhythm of baseball and seeing the guys. I mean, really the big thing about spring training when you cover the team on an everyday basis is to help just kind of, it allows you to get to know players a little bit better. You know, you have some time with them. They get familiar. They see you every day, and that kind of just consistency is big.
No question. Seattle Times beat writer for the Seattle Mariners, Ryan Divish, hanging out with us. Your thoughts on the offseason? Like you said, it was busy. Just your thoughts on kind of maybe what the plan was, what they said on that moving forward with where they're trying to get this organization. Just your thoughts, Ryan, real quick before we get into the here and now. Just your thoughts on a busy offseason.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't dull. You know, they did do a lot in terms of off-season moves. I mean, they finally made a change in their philosophy on what they want to do as an organization. They're calling it a step back, but really it is a minor rebuild. They traded away, a series of veterans in Robinson Cano and Mike Zunino, James Paxton, Gene Segura, and even closer Edwin Diaz. I mean, they traded away quite a few guys, some more guys in the bullpen, Alex Colomé, to get younger on their roster, to accumulate prospects for a farm system that was lacking in that. So, this year they're not going out there and trying to end a playoff drought that went to 2000, that dates back to 2001. They're just trying to put together a roster and get some young guys some experience, and they feel like, maybe 2020 or 2021 is when they'll really compete.
You know what's interesting? We've seen this work, Ryan. The Cubs gutted everything. The Astros gutted everything. The Indians essentially gutted everything as well, and they wanted those early picks, and they hit on them. The Mariners haven't hit on a lot of picks. First of all, not ever. But if you go back to the last 15 to 18 years and you look, a lot of the years they don't have picks, and due to compensatory issues and stuff like that, they haven't been able to hit on some of those picks. The Dustin Ackleys and the the Danny Holtzens and the Jeff Clements, just to name a few. Is the plan this year to do a big part of this, I don't know, rebuild, reboot, whatever the hell they're going to call it? Is it through the draft? I know it's a different team now with DePoto and the crew, but as you know, covering the team, the draft has not been a fun-filled friend to the Mariners over the years.
No, yeah, you're right. It hasn't. They haven't drafted well. The previous regime under Jack Sorensic had some pretty bad misses, and the regime before that with Bill Bavasi had massive misses. And I mean, the Mariners still feel the effects of that today. When you miss like that, when you have a top 10 pick, and the Mariners had a series of them. When you have a top 10 pick and you miss with it and you miss badly, I mean, the effects of that are felt for years. 5-10 years down the road, because you're talking about players that will be established in your organization by then. They basically, by trading a lot of these guys, they took the farm system that was considered the worst in baseball in terms of overall talent and kind of pushed it up into the top half. They got Justice Sheffield, who was the Yankees' top prospect. When they traded James Paxton, in the deal that they sent Cano and Diaz to the Mets, they got back 4 young players, including Jared Kalenic, who's the Mariners now the number 2 prospect, and they got Justin Dunn, another right-hander. They got some guys in these deals that have put more talent in their organization and made it a little bit more. It made it better quickly, and I think they're not done. Obviously, if D. Gordon has a strong first half of the season, they'll trade him. If Edwin Encarnacion has a strong first half, they'll trade him. They basically had planned to trade him in the offseason, but they hadn't found a lot of bidders. Jay Bruce, another guy they picked up, if he's good, they'll trade him. So they're just kind of trying to accumulate a lot of the talent through trades right now. I mean, obviously they'll look at the draft. When they won 89 games last year, so their draft spot this year isn't great. They picked up a compensatory pick this year in a trade, but
wow,
that's kind of how they're doing it. So I think they'll look to they've done a lot of the talent, or they've acquired a lot of young talent in these trades. They'll add some more with the draft. They'll again, if they have a bad season this year, they'll pick up another draft pick. But I mean, they actually feel like they can be good in 2 years. So a draft pick that they'd have right now might not help, but they're better now. I mean, I think they have 4 top 100 prospects, and most of the prospects they've picked up are all guys that are supposed to be in line to start, to be on the major league roster, but by 2021, on the MLB roster. So that's kind of where they're at.
He's Ryan Divish, the Seattle Times, Seattle Mariner beat writer, hanging out with us right now. I see, according to Spotrac, the Mariners, as of today, their 40-man roster, they have the 11th highest paid payroll in the league. That still seems high to me. Where are you with that? I mean, they're trying to rebuild this thing, but they're still paying for a lot of high-priced players. So at 11, I guess that's kind of what you were saying. If they can get away with some of these off salaries, getting away to try to get as low as they can, huh? Is that a big goal to certainly still gut that payroll? 11 seems pretty high, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot they can do this year in that regard. I mean, maybe with Encarnacion or Gordon. I mean, even with Encarnacion, he's owed $20 million this year plus a $5 million buyout. Even if they were to trade him, they'd have to eat half the salary.
Okay,
so you're still saving $12 million. But I mean, trading Robinson Cano, who's still owed like $120 million on that deal, down the road, that's a huge amount of money that you're saving in the future.
Yeah,
they had to pay $20 million to the Mets in that deal, but they are saving some money in that regard. But when Felix Hernandez is owed $27 million and Jay Bruce is at 15, and then Encarnacion at 20. Kyle Seager still makes a lot of money. I think he makes $19 million. They still have some guys on there that their payroll's pretty high. But if you look at the 2020 payroll, it dropped down right under $100 million, and that's kind of where that's why they're kind of looking like this is a lost year, and they understand that they're gonna pay out a lot of money for a team that's probably only going to win about 75 to 77 games, but. They're looking more that, they'll have to eat some money now in the hopes that they won't have to have the contractual obligations that they were supposed to have in 2021, 2022, 2023.
What's the plan for King this year? Like you said, there's nothing they can do there. He's going to be on the roster. He's going to be high priced. Hopefully he can have his leadership qualities that King has always had in and out of the clubhouse. But as far as on the mound, I mean, what are we looking at this year with King?
I don't think I don't think the new regime has any expectations. Jerry Dipoto and Scott Service, they took over 3 years ago, and they've never actually seen Felix Hernandez pitch at a King Felix level.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the last 3 seasons, he's been hurt a lot. He hasn't been very successful. He just doesn't have the command or the stuff to be the type of guy he used to be. And part of the problem is he doesn't understand that he doesn't have the stuff or the command to no longer be King Felix and has to pitch a different way. So they're going to roll him out there as part of the rotation. But, I mean, at some point, if he pitches like he did last year, where they had to removed him from the rotation, you could see a scenario where they could designate him for assignment because which would be totally crazy if you think about it 5 years ago. But that's kind of where they're at. That Felix is a free agent after this year. He's not going to come back to Seattle, and I don't think there's going to be any impetus to bring him back, even on a minor league deal. I think both sides feel like a fresh start will be good a year from now. But, yeah, I don't think there's any expectations for him. They're going to give him the ball. He's going to be in the rotation, and how long he remains in it is kind of up to how he pitches.
Well said. Obviously, the weird opening day this year in Japan, the Ichiro situation, I would imagine Marco gets the bump on that opening night there in Japan. But the actual opening day at T-Mobile Park, that opening day, could you see them kind of go to Felix on that opening day as kind of a lifetime achievement award type of thing? Would that shock you if the Mariners went with the King versus the Red Sox on the kind of the true opening day at T-Mobile?
No, not really, because, I mean, they did it a year ago. I mean, a lot of people felt like James Paxton deserved to start that game last year, and they allowed Felix to start it. And, a couple of people joked that, opening day is one of the few days of the year where, Felix is actually going to pitch pretty well because he has pretty good success there. So
yeah, he does.
Could do that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, they could do that, and see it's kind of a messed up timeline, so maybe they want to do that, but it wouldn't be, it'd be fitting in that regard. Like, hey, that's one last time we'll start at home at the home opener. I don't know that there's a huge cry from Mariners fans for him to do that, but the guy was really good on a lot of bad teams, and the Mariners were at fault for putting bad teams around him. So, while he's not the pitcher he used to be, you can't forget about all the things he did before in a Mariners uniform.
I'll leave you with this, man. I'm liking the makeup, honestly, this season of the outfield. If Malix gets work in the way and he plays like he did last year, Haniger obviously was an all-star, and the Domingo Santana kid from Milwaukee. I don't know if a lot of people have been following this. The Mariners received him in the Gamble trade, and 2 years ago, as you know. I mean, he had 278, 371 batting average, on base percentage, 30 bombs, 85 RBIs for a growing Brew Crew club. He's got a mega ceiling, the Santana kid does. What's your thoughts on the potential? That looks like a pretty meaty outfield, man, with Santana, Malix, and Haniger.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's certainly different than in the past. I think Santana, that's a very value-based acquisition in terms of potential of what his ceiling could be. Last year, after coming off the big year, last year, they go out and get Yelich, and the Brewers went out and got Yelich and Kane, and he didn't really have a way to get consistent playing time. And for a player like that, I think he needs to see, a large number of at-bats for him to be productive, and he didn't kind of figure out that role. So the Mariners are going to get him at-bats and hope that he can have a resurgence to somewhat like it was 2 years ago. And yeah, Malix Smith is a guy that gets on base, and he had a really nice season last year. Now he's kind of dinged up right now, and he's not practicing, but the belief is he'll be ready at least by when they get back to Seattle for those games against the Red Sox. And then Haniger is just kind of, we always joke that he's kind of a robot, that he takes everything so seriously, and that his preparation and all those things will lead to continued success because of how serious he takes everything. So yeah, I would say that it has the potential to be the strength of the team if those guys perform.
And just quickly, could you see the fan base liking this team, this roster this year? Last year, up until the All-Star break when it started to fade a little bit, it kind of got back to the you gotta love these guys era of Mariners. You can see the fan base loving D and Mitchie, and they just kind of formed well, and past Mariner teams haven't. Do you think this group this year are they going to like them in your opinion?
I mean, I guess it kind of comes down to how they play. Fans do have an attachment to young players, and D is a guy and also the guys like D that bring some energy, and Haniger, they have some attachment to him. But yeah, I guess it comes down to play. I think most fans, the Mariners have made it clear kind of what their plans are with this season, so people understand. I don't think there's a high expectation level.
Yeah.
It's tough to swallow for some fans because they won 89 games last year.
Right.
But at the same time, and a lot of fans have kind of have demanded a rebuild. But what's interesting is like fans that love and demand the rebuild find out that about 85 games into a rebuild season, it's not very much fun to go to the park every day, and watch it. So it just kind of depends. I think if with this team, by August or the dog days of August, if some of these guys like Justice Sheffield and Kyle Lewis and Evan White and some of their prospects are called up and start contributing, maybe they'll get reinvigorated with the team. Young players have a tendency to bring energy like that. So, I mean, it's just kind of like, what do you want to watch and what are you expecting? It's something we'll probably write down the road, but, what is going to be successful for the 2019 Mariners, because obviously you're not going by wins and losses.
We appreciate your coverage, appreciate the love down here in Oregon. He's the Seattle Times Seattle Mariner beat writer Ryan Divish hanging out with us, and enjoy the rest of spring training, Ryan, and hopefully maybe we can have you back on the show kind of when the season gets going in early April. Appreciate you, bro.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Take it easy, man.
Thanks, man, always. Ryan Divish does a terrific job following the team again, and we appreciate him coming on. I didn't have time. Look, I took too much of that dude's time anyway. I told him 11 minutes. I had him for 16, 17. I wanted to get into some Justice Sheffield stuff, the prospect the Mariners received from the Yankees in the Paxton deal, and I wanted to see, if he was going to be an opening day guy. Sounds like he won't. Ryan said right there, he said maybe a dog day of August call-up for some of these prospects. Again, I don't know. There's a lot of salary that needs to be dumped. I wish I could kind of spark your interest and light a fire somewhere, Mariner fans. I'm not going to stinking do that. I know this team. I've followed this team for damn near 40 flipping years. And it's one of the most unsuccessful professional franchises in the history of the United States of America, your Seattle Mariners. There's just not much there, dude. They've had, 5-6 good years in 41 of them? Honestly. And this is a year where, again, the organization is basically saying, hey, hope D gets off to a good start so you can dump him, not because the team's doing well. Wouldn't that be something? Say the Mariners and just, I'm just saying. Say they get off to a terrific start. Like, say they're 20-7 after the first 27 games. Encarnacion hitting the cover off the ball. They're going to trade him. Jay Bruce playing a sharp utility wherever. They're going to trade him. D. Gordon's actually getting on base this year. He's going to get traded. Kyle Seager, for once in his career, gets off to a hot start. Right? So that's the funny thing. We need Siegs to get off to a hot start so we can trade that massive deal. Yeah, good luck. Hot starts and Kyle Seager, we've never seen one. But just think, wouldn't that be something for the fans? Like, the team's playing really well. They're off to a great start, and these high-priced guys are playing ball. And I'm sorry, but Encarnacion is not that much of a dip from Nelson Cruz. And he makes more. The Mariners are paying Encarnacion more money this year than they paid Nelly Cruz last year. I don't get that. But Encarnacion's probably going to be your opening day DH. Now say they get off to a good start, and then all of a sudden they're going to trade every one of them. Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. That interview brought to you by Knee-High Enterprises in Baker City. Look, you need new windows. I'm telling you, new doors for your home, for your business. You call Knee-High Enterprises, the latest and greatest in the technology and whatnot. They serve the entire Grand Ronde Valley. They're big enough for the big jobs, but small enough to care. They can do any project. Knee-High Enterprises. Give me a quick one. We'll be back.
The Long Branch Bar and Eats has been feeding and refreshing its customers for quite some time. As far as breakfast goes, you can't beat the Long Branch for a filling plate of biscuits and gravy, bacon and eggs, hash browns, whatever. And if you've been there before, you know their prices beat anyone around. Next time you head out for breakfast, head to the LB, the Long Branch. And don't forget about the bar, a great place to relax and responsibly enjoy a cold, tasty beverage. The Long Branch Bar and Eats, located on Depot Street, right next to Benchwarmers Pub and Grill.
Blue Mountain Auto Parts is your local Napa Auto Parts dealer. On Jefferson and downtown LeGrand, Blue Mountain Auto Parts is Eastern Oregon's leader for car, truck, and SUV accessories. Bed covers, power steps, roll bars, bed liners, in-bed toolboxes, they have it all. Blue Mountain Auto Parts also has a huge selection of power tools, hand tools, and everything in between. Monty and his staff are waiting to help you at Blue Mountain Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer.
I'm here to tell you how to hack McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu. All you gotta do is order 2 sausage McMuffin, 2 McChicken, or 2 McDouble sandwiches. You'll get them both for just $3. You can even mix them up. There's even a way to hack the hack. It's adding any size McCafe brewed coffee or soft drink for $1. Lots of people have tried this, and it totally works.
McDonald's new Choose 2 for $3 on the $1, $2, $3 menu. It's no hack, just an awesome deal. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meal. Single item at regular price.
Ballgame show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill, hour number 3. I cannot believe I'm almost done with hour 2 now. Like, I've been on the air 2 hours? Dude, it feels like 35 minutes. It's crazy. I got killer topics for hour number 3, but before, I want to hit up my Goss Motors inbox and talk to my boy Mike D. Okay, Mike D tuning in from, Montana? Appreciate you, Mike D, on the YouTube channel. Mike D says, Ballgame, you're a moron. Starter has always been cool. Maybe for you folks in Montana, wherever the hell you're doing, playing track ball on the mountain. Nice catch. But Starter, there was a period, Montana man, you've been living in the wilderness, you've been a hermit. You don't know what's going on. Yeah, you a Montana dude, you went away for 20 years. Now you're back, and yeah, Starter's about again. I'm telling you, Starter went away for 20 years. And I love Starter. I'm not ripping on Starter, but something happened with that company. I don't know what it was. All of a sudden, they went done cheap. And all of a sudden, Starter was one of those brands you buy at Walmart, and that's it. And then you're like, oh, you're still wearing Starter? Honestly, Starter, I think it lost its licensing with NFL, with NBA, baseball, major apparel companies. I just didn't see Starter anywhere. I remember about 10 years ago, they signed Tony Romo. Remember that? And Romo all of a sudden did Starter commercials again. You're kind of laughing like, oh, Starter got Romo. Starter. Starter did lose its cool, Mike from Montana. And Mike from Montana, you don't know what cool is, man. You're not here in Oregon where all the cool people are. You're up in Montana? Like, what? Yeah, look out. There's a grizzly bear. I love Montana, too. I'm just kidding. I would take a gig in Montana. Missoula's a great town to party in. I've been to Fort Peck. No, I'm all about Montana. Been to weddings there. But no, Starter left the building of cool. And now it's coming back. And I'm excited for it. Starter was never uncool. Of course it was. Get to Goss Motors. Look, the 3 nicest rigs I saw there today. The 2019 Chevy Silverado. They have a 2014 one that's used, too, which is such a good price. The 2019 Chevy Colorado. and the 2019 GMC Sierra. If you're not looking at those cars, then man, you need help, man. Those are good rigs. We'll be back.
Serving Eastern Oregon for over 75 years. This is KLBM LeGrand and KBKR Baker City. Super Talk Radio. The talk
A warning
of Eastern
for Maduro.
Oregon.
President's Day protests. I'm Evan Haining. President Trump has stepped up pressure on embattled Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. In Miami, the president urged that nation's military to back Juan Guaido as interim president. Trump went down a list of complaints about Maduro's government, confiscating wealth, shutting down free markets,
suppressed free speech, and set up a relentless propaganda machine, rigged elections, used the government to persecute their political opponents, and destroyed the impartial rule of law.
Trump said humanitarian aid at Venezuela's border should be delivered to the people. There were President's Day protests against Trump and his declaration of a national emergency as a way to get U.S. funding for a border wall.
Hey, ho, ho! Donald Trump has got to go!
The organization Move On says it organized more than 260 rallies in 48 states. In Fort Worth, Texas, activists say the declaration oversteps a line the president shouldn't cross.
We think that that Trump is the emergency.
I think people are just fed up. And they're worried because if he can do this, then what else can he do?
The president says he expected opposition and lawsuits to follow his announcement, but would pursue the border wall regardless. Clayton Neville, Dallas.
The investigation into the country's last undecided congressional election continues. A North Carolina woman, Lisa Britt, has testified that GOP candidate Mark Harris did not know about the job given to her by a political operative. Correspondent Diane Gallagher describes the job.
She says that she was paid by a political operative who was working for a consulting firm that was being paid by the Republican candidate. And she says that this man, Trey Dallas, who used to be her stepfather, would pay her between $150, maybe $175 to go and collect absentee ballots and bring them in.
Wall Street was closed for President's Day. I'm Evan Haining.
Stocks and options trading involves financial risk and is not suitable for all investors.
Hey guys, it's Scott Bauer here, CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. Are you looking for a super hot stock tip? Here at Prosper, we are always looking for exciting opportunities in the markets. And right now, all my students are salivating over this stock we are watching. In fact, I've got this hot stock written down right here, and I'm about to text it to you for free. I just need to know where to send it. Simply text HOT to 48542, and I'll text it to you instantly. How do I know this stock is so hot? Well, I'm a former CBOE market maker for Amazon Options, former vice president of Goldman Sachs, and I have over 25 years of professional trading experience. I'm telling you, this stock is hot. But be warned, the stock may move soon, so you need to claim it before it does. Text HOT to 48542, and I'll text you this hot stock instantly. Text HOT to 48542, and I'll text you this hot stock instantly. Message and data rates may...
It's time now for your local weather forecast. In LeGrand tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low near 17 degrees. For tomorrow, cloudy skies with snow likely in the afternoon and a high near 33. In Baker City tonight, generally clear conditions, low of 14 degrees. And by tomorrow, partly cloudy with periods of snow late in the day with a high near 34. This weather forecast is brought to you by
Grand Ronde Hospital. As a not-for-profit organization, we have a hospital-based financial assistance program. Find out more at grh.org.
Grand Ronde Hospital.
It's time now for a community calendar update. Every Monday through Friday, the Community Connection Senior Dining Center in Baker City serves up lunch at 11:30 a.m. There is a suggested donation of $4.50 for persons 60 and over and a cost of $6.25 for persons under 60. Stop by Community Connection of Baker County, located at 2810 Cedar Street in Baker City, to take a look at the menu and see what else is offered. Grand Ronde Radio Amateurs Association is inviting everyone to attend their monthly business meeting every fourth Tuesday of the month. The meeting is held at the LeGrand Fire Station classroom starting at 6 p.m. If you've ever been interested in ham radio or are curious about it, this is a great meeting to attend to ask questions about the hobby and the service. For more information, contact Tyson at 541-910-2784 or visit online w7gra.org. This community calendar update is brought to you by Claudson Sew & Soak, Viking and Pfaff machines for beginner to expert, plus financing for any budget. Tired of that old machine? Upgrading is easy. Get started today and sew something good at Claudson's in LeGrand.
Take me out to the
Johnny Ballgame Show.
Brought to you by Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Hit Benchies up on a Monday. A couple of nicey, juicy college basketball games here. Look, that was a packed weekend. You had a little bit of football. You had NASCAR, the Great American Race. You had All-Star Weekend. You had college basketball. You have, for the mega geeks, following spring training, you had that kickoff. You had the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2019 announced. And yes, to everybody's enjoyment, D-Generation X is going in together as a group. Yes, Billy Gunn. Yes, Triple H. China. Hagalaga. You stinking geeks, man. You stinking. And I have close friends here in LeGrand, okay, that subscribe to the WWE Network. And you stream all the events, you get all the pay-per-views, you get the WrestleMania, you get that stuff, and you guys, I swear to you, man, I love it, dude. You guys are making a lot of us proud.
I'm a nerd.
Yes, you stinking are. Let's take some calls. Farmers Insurance Hotline. Welcome to the Johnny Ballgame Show. Our drive at 5, our PM drive home, 9 to 5ers. What up? Caller, what you got today? Bring it.
Hey, man, I got friends that are WWE fanatics, like you said, in town. They love that stuff. They've gone to Portland to watch it live.
Hey,
man, more power to them.
Hey, real quick. Say who? Give me one of their names. Just sell them out. Who is it?
Oh, dude,
Dude,
I
do
don't
it.
think I should.
Dude, I know it's
Really?
risky. Just give me one WWE wrestling geek. He's in his 30s or 40s, and he still geeks
How about
out.
I give you a girl's name? It's Amber, and she's awesome, but she loves the WWE.
Oh my God, Becky!
WWE. Give me a geek. Give me a guy, man. Just one first name.
Come on, dude. We shouldn't call each other out on that. Come on.
Okay,
man.
fine. All right. I don't want you to get
I'm
your.
not
I don't
gonna
want you to
call
get.
anybody out.
I don't want you to get suplexed by your next WWE geek if you're gonna rat him out on this show. All right, man. My bad.
I ratted one person out. Come on.
Okay, you read it out, Amber. I mean, women don't listen to sports talk radio. Certainly, probably not this show. So Amber's safe. Some of those others, though, we're gonna expose you at some point. You WWE dork. All right.
How about this? I'm sure Martin's not listening.
Nerds! Thank you, Martin. Yeah. Let's get a suplex. Yeah, how about a drop kick? Yeah, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Love it, man. Hey, what you got, Caleb? Bring it.
You lost. So what I'm calling about, and I wanted to drop it, I guess, like it's not. You know, you forgot about college baseball opening, didn't you?
Loser. I didn't mention that, and you're right. Maybe I should have.
College softball, dude. There was like some softball tournaments, man.
Hey,
Oregon State's killing it, both sides.
Gosh, Oregon State, they still haven't lost in baseball, defending their championship.
Correct, and softball, I think, has lost one.
God, good for them, and thanks for calling this show and boring what listeners I do have left by coming with your college baseball propaganda, bro. Appreciate it.
You just lost all the people that are like, college? Come on.
Busy weekend. You're right. Busy weekend, man. Busy weekend. What you got on it?
Oh, dude, I actually spent time listening to a Beavers baseball game over the weekend on my phone, watching the AAF. I did watch football. I turned into the basketball game. I'm sorry, dude. You were talking about the slam dunk contest.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, that was must-watch TV. Now, I didn't even pay attention. I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah, they got to work. They got to work on that, man. They got to get us grown folks back to appreciating the dunk contest again, because when we were young, they gave us a great product, and we don't have a great product anymore, so we're not paying as much attention. Not even close. You're right. They done messed that up. They got to fix that again.
I get you for sure. So
all right,
yeah,
man.
And I love what you suggested to fix it. I agree with you.
Dude,
I'm all in.
Go a little old school. Thanks for the call, man. Good stuff. Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Here's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to open up with this. It's your Valley Concrete Pumping top story on a Monday. Antonio Brown spoke a little bit over the weekend and kind of told some folks, okay, here's why I'm mad at Big Ben. Here's why I'm mad at my boss, the Rooney family. Here's why I'm mad at my coach, Mike Tomlin. Just A-B stinking drama, and for a team like the Steelers who have no drama ever, they led the league in drama last year. They did. They were loud, the Steelers, starting with Le'Veon Bell, finishing with Antonio Brown. They just had a lot of drama there. And when they talk about Antonio Brown's relationship with Ben Roethlisberger, okay, now Antonio Brown said the term Big Ben has an owner's-like mentality, okay? He has an owner's mentality. Now, make no mistake about it, okay? An owner's mentality. If I'm running a team, if I'm owning a team, if I'm coaching a team, I want my quarterback to have an owner's mentality. I want him to see the big picture. This thing isn't about getting Antonio Brown a bunch of targets so he can help Johnny Ballgame win in his fantasy league. No. This thing is about furthering the Steeler brand, staying consistent, winning games. I want that. Now, I don't know what Antonio Brown was saying. He has an owner's mentality. Look, if you're a business owner, okay, you own a business. Don't you want the person you hire to be your manager or general manager? Don't you want them to have an owner's mentality where they really care about your business as if it was their own? This makes perfect sense. Like Antonio Brown, you're trying to knock Ben Roethlisberger for having an owner's mentality in business. I don't know if he's going racial stuff on this. I've heard people say, what's the term I've heard before in this regard? A plantation mentality. He didn't say that word. I'm not putting that word into his mouth. Don't think I am. I'm using what Antonio Brown said, an owner's mentality. So I will keep it at that. And if I'm a Steeler fan, thankfully, Ben Roethlisberger has an owner's mentality. That means it means something to him. And he knows a little bit about the business side of this. I have a lot of business owners and managers who listen to my show. I know you do. I know what businesses you own. I know what businesses you run. And I'm sure your management team, you want to have an owner's mentality. Like, what? Come again? Like, we're in the Rockies. Of course I'm wearing 2 pairs of gloves. Like, state the obvious one more time for me, Antonio Brown. Like, that's a bad thing. In the NFL, it goes like this, or it stinking should. Owner, general manager, head coach, and quarterback. Those are the 4 most important folks in running a good NFL franchise. Does Russell Wilson have an owner's mentality? Thankfully, yeah, he does. He does. Russell wants to own a team one day. He's got an owner's mentality. Am I wrong on this thing? Farmers Insurance Hotline, 963-4122. How is that a bad thing? What, you have a player's mentality? Player mentality means look, it's like me when I worked at, I'm going to be honest here, it's me when I worked at Bed Bath & Beyond, all right? Bed Bath & Beyond, you are a probably gazillion, billion, trillion-dollar company. You're kicking butt. I love you. You employed me. I'm with you. But I didn't have an owner's mentality when I worked at Bed Bath & Beyond, okay? No, dude. I had a player mentality. I didn't care about Bed Bath & Beyond as soon as I clocked out. I barely cared about Bed Bath & Beyond when I clocked in. I can't tell you how much time I just spent acting like I was working. Walking around in that big store. Oh, I'm reorganizing the candles now. No, I'm not. I'm sitting here hanging out in the aisle because I'm bored and I want to go home. I was a bad employee. I'll be the first to admit it. I wasn't there mentally. I wasn't there with my heart, emotionally. That wasn't my place. But I needed a job, man. So I clocked in and I clocked out. And I talked about this. If I needed to, say, use the bathroom, well, I made sure I never used the bathroom on my lunch. I only got 30 minutes. So as soon as I would clock in from lunch, then I would go to the bathroom and I'd spend 10, 12, sometimes 16 minutes there. What are they going to do? Boss, I was in the restroom. I'm sorry. There's nothing they do. So I would get like 45, 47-minute lunches because I'd take a half hour and then I'd clock in and then I'd go use the bathroom and I'd hang out on the pot for another 15 minutes. Yes. That's a player's mentality. I didn't care about the company. I just cared, when do I get off again? What time is it? When am I out of here? That's all I cared about. How can I get off my next shift? How can I get some yahoo to cover for me? Oh, man, that's all I did. I didn't care about the gig. And I'll tell you this, anybody who's ran a business doesn't want Johnny flipping Ballgame, Bed Bath & Beyond mode working for their biz, dude. That's a bad hire. And I'm over-exaggerating a little bit, okay? Maybe not wasn't that bad, but I didn't care if the company flourished or just stayed flat. As long as I got paid on the 1st and the 15th, I'm cool. Well, according to Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger doesn't think like that. And that's a good thing for Steeler fans. Ben Roethlisberger has an owner's mentality. Good. It was like a couple of weeks ago I saw Future, the rapper, right? Is that who it was? Future? He used to date Sierra, Russell Wilson's now wife. And Future came out and he's like, yeah, I heard that Russell Wilson just does everything she tells him to do. Like, she just owns him. She tells him to do everything. I'm like, yeah, duh, he's married. Isn't that marriage? Yeah. Honeydew? Yeah, you do. That's why he's married to her and you're not. It's funny. Sometimes people, they don't want it to go in that direction, but it does. Antonio Brown, an owner's mentality. Again, and I don't think there's anything racial with that at all. He's just, and if there is, maybe I'm misconstrued. But he said Ben Roethlisberger has an owner's mentality. Well, great. I would hope that all franchise quarterbacks do. You're going to hire someone in management in your company? You want that manager to act as if it's his or her company. That's good management. They care about it. They're invested. They want to see the company soar. They don't just only care about themselves and getting paid and how they can, just cut corners here and there like I've done at jobs. Being a bad employee, lazy. They don't want that. No, they want someone who's going to get upset. They want someone who's going to see the ball game, cutting corners and slacking off to get in his face and say, Johnny, you're not going to do that here, or you're going to get fired. Work, do this, do that, work hard, that type of thing. That's good management. And yes, if that's what Antonio Brown feels that Ben Roethlisberger was doing to him, well, I'll tell you this, the Roonies are patting Ben on the butt saying, yeah, good job. You see people getting out of line? Get them back in. You're the quarterback, and we're paying you $30 million a year or so. Yeah, run this team. Have an owner's mentality. And when I say owner's mentality, I mean a business owner's mentality. Someone who owns a business can relate to this. I'm sure they're driving in their car right now, getting home to smell what's cooking, kiss the sweet wife, watch some games tonight, and they're driving home in their rig right now saying, yeah, hell yeah, I own a business. I hire my managers to have an owner's mentality. It's got to mean something to them. And if they're going to see people doing stuff they shouldn't be doing, okay, they're going to make sure that they handle it. Owner's mentality, yeah, that's what I want from my quarterback. And this story I read this today on Jeremy Bergman on NFL.com, where Antonio Brown talked about the details of the relationship with Ben Roethlisberger and the Rooney family. Look, Antonio Brown is so gone, right? I I mean, how surprised are you going to be if this guy actually does come back to Pittsburgh? Like, there's no way. Like, I cannot see that any way that he would come back. Johnny Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Good stuff, your Valley Concrete Pumping top story on a Monday.
It's time for Mountain Valley Fitness and Health's newest challenge.
The Iron Sharpens Iron Slim and Stick Special Buddy Edition Challenge. Team up with your pal and get fit.
For $60, you get 1 training session per week, 2 lifestyle coaching sessions, and a guided workout plan.
The winners get a chance at a cash prize. Sign up now and toughen yourself up with your buddies, because only iron can sharpen iron.
Call 541-663-0462 or come see us at Mountain Valley on Cove Avenue in LeGrand.
Winter. It's here for now, and being ready is a good idea. Your local Ace Hardware is your severe winter weather headquarters, here to help and equip you for anything that Old Man Winter throws your way. Ice melt, tube sand, snow shovels, roof rakes, Toro and Craftsman snowblowers, lock de-icers, snow cleats, windshield wash and ice scrapers for the car. You'll need it, and Ace has it. Faucet covers, heat cables, and more. Weatherize for winter now at Ace to save time and money. Only at Thatcher's Ace Hardware in Baker City and LeGrand Ace Hardware.
Kurt's RV Service and Repair, located on Buchanan Lane in Island City. Kurt and his crew have been handling and fixing your RV issues for many years and have developed a wonderful relationship with the community here in Eastern Oregon. Kurt's RV Service and Repair helps you fix any type of issue for an RV, camper, trailer, fifth wheel, and motorhome. They're the best. All work is 100% guaranteed at Kurt's. Minor repairs, major projects, it doesn't matter the issue. Have your situation handled. Go to Kurt's RV Service and Repair.
Self-Service Furniture Warehouse and Courtesy Home Furnishings are your complete home furniture stores. Stop into one of their beautiful showrooms and find a never-ending selection, plus superior service and unmatched value. They've made it easy to get the finest quality furniture for your home. When you want a look that's perfect, when you want the traditional look of beauty, look to Self-Service Furniture Warehouse and Courtesy Home Furnishings. They have a full selection of living room sets, bedroom sets, and dining room sets. Just about anything you could need to make any room of your home look and feel beautiful. Self-Service Furniture Warehouse and Courtesy Home Furnishings have the style that fits any home, any room, anytime. From the bedroom to the living room. Free delivery and 12-month interest-free financing available for purchases of $299 or more on approved credit. Come see what you've been missing. Self-Service Furniture Warehouse, east end of Adams in LeGrand, and Courtesy Home Furnishings, 2170 Main in Baker City.
The Fabulous Geyser Grand Hotel with incredible food and good spirits at affordable prices. Try the new Sunset menu every day from 2 to 5. Just $12. Yeah, this is good stuff. Certified Angus steak from scratch, fettuccine Alfredo, crispy panko prawns, classic lasagna, and more. Get away for a great meal or overnight luxury. Just minutes away, but a million miles away from ordinary. For reservations, call 541-523-1889. The Geyser Grand Hotel, standing proudly on Main Street in historic Baker City since 1889.
Yeah, apparently Caleb, who called in, isn't the only Oregon State Beaver baseball geek. We got others, man. I got another text message on the Northwest Furniture and Mattress text line saying, Johnny, OSU baseball, I have also listened to all 4 games. Wow, good for you guys. Getting early on in the season, listening to Beaver baseball online. You know, I've talked to them. We have the contract. I could air those games. I just don't know if it's I don't know if it's anything lucrative, if you know what I'm saying on that. I don't know if there's any appeal there. But we do have the Oregon State University contract there with Learfield IMG, and we could air that stuff. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Emails, text messages, we'll read those. We'll take your calls too. Farmers Insurance Hotline 541-963-4122. Go ahead, give me a call if you have anything you want to talk about. Just to expand a little bit on the owner mentality, the exact quote. I don't want to be confused here. I don't want to confuse you here. You know, Antonio Brown was answering questions from his Twitter followers. It was a hashtag AskAB. And he said he would answer 10 questions that he had on that hashtag. So he answered them, and one person texted him and said, what caused the conflict between you and Ben Roethlisberger? Good question, from one of his Twitter followers. And AB said in response, no conflict, just a matter of respect, mutual respect. He has an owner mentality. Like he can call out anybody, including coaches and including coaches. Players know that they can't say anything about it. Otherwise, their meal ticket is gone. It's a dirty game within a game. Hashtag truth. This is, again, all this is right here. Grown men, big sports, fame, glitz, glamour. This is what they call ego. And Antonio Brown doesn't seem to think that Big Ben has the right, however long he's been there, however many games he's won, his rank in all-time Steeler hierarchy. And Antonio Brown doesn't think it's Big Ben's place to be able to, hey, get back in line. Hey, don't do this. Hey, shut up. He doesn't think that's Big Ben's place. And that's his opinion. But I'll tell you, any type of sport, any type of team I've been on, I don't care if it's kickball, t-ball, little league, whatever, high school. There's usually a person on that team that feels the right and makes it a right to, get on somebody if they're, acting up. If they're not following under the team guidelines, the team constitution, if you will. If they're breaking that, then there's always that leader on the team that's going to say, hey, you, I don't need to be a coach. I don't need to be an owner. I don't need to be a principal. You know what? You're dragging ass, and I need you to shape up or ship out. Shape up or ship out. and I don't mind that a quarterback of Ben Roethlisberger's stature is able to tell that to someone of Antonio Brown's. So Antonio Brown, make like a tree and get out of here. Big Ben is running this team, and as he should. Again, this is what they do in sports. It's the owner, it's the GM, it's the coach, and it's the quarterback. That's the leadership council on a steady, stable NFL franchise. I mean, a lot of people would probably say, look at the Niners with Colin Kaepernick when that stuff all started happening. Was Colin Kaepernick on the same page with ownership and management and the coaching staff? Dude, Chip Kelly, was it Chip Kelly, the head coach that year on that Niner team? He said he had no idea Kaepernick was going to do it. He had no idea Kaepernick was even doing it he had no idea. There was no leadership council on that. Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Every Monday, brought to you by Grumpy's Repair in Baker City. Let's have some fun with this one. It's Who is Grumpy? All right, here's where I'm going for Who's Grumpy on this Monday. You know who's grumpy? All 12 Pac-12 teams, schools, institutions, okay? That's who's stinking grumpy today. I'll tell you that much, okay? Look, did you hear what's going on with the Pac-12 network? Well, apparently they were promised a certain amount of money being in the Pac-12, but apparently there are drastically lower payouts than expected from the Pac-12 network. Look, I read this article today on awfulannouncing.com, written by Philip Bupp, 2 P's on that, and basically he says everything you heard or read about the Pac-12 television network has been rather negative and for good reason. Right now, the networks don't have a deal with DirecTV and AT&T Uverse, and it seems like a deal won't happen anytime soon. I have personally asked Larry Scott, the commissioner of the Pac-12, where they are with DirecTV. He dodged that question as quick as he could on me. He said, we like our network, we like our affiliates, DirecTV, basically screw them. No, don't screw DirecTV, man. Look, most folks aren't even buying TV packages anymore. I'm sorry. They're Hulu, Amazon, Netflix. They don't need DirecTV anymore. The folks who do have DirecTV or digital cable, a lot of those folks, dude, I'm one of them, we're sports fans, man. And until they give us all these sports on these other stuff and make it live, hey, I'm going to have some type of DirecTV. Look, I'm sorry. It's my line of work. I need to watch sports. But I don't get to watch the Pac-12 network. Think about that. The Pac-12 network doesn't get Ballgame. You don't think the Pac-12 network wants Johnny Ballgame? They stinking better. I got a damn show. I'm in a Pac-12 state. I talk about those teams. I follow those teams. I pay attention when the rest of the country doesn't and shouldn't. Fact of the matter is the Pac-12's a joke right now. USC is down in football and UCLA is down in basketball. How bad is that? That's like in the SEC. That's like Alabama being bad at football and Kentucky being bad at basketball, dude. It can't happen. Those are flagship programs. The Pac-12 needs UCLA to be really good at basketball, like a Final Four contender every year. And they need USC to be really good at football. And they don't have either of them right now. And the TV network stinks. You look at some of the payouts. They thought they were getting $20 million apiece. Dude, it's looking like $3 to $5 million per school per year. You know how bad that is? The SEC is getting over $23 million to each school for its television stuff. That's all of it. Now, the Pac-12 gets some from ESPN, obviously. They get some from ABC. They get some from Fox. So they do have additional TV money. But from their own stinking network, the schools are making $3-5 million a year. That's nothing, dude. And it's because the network stinks. It's not anywhere. And it's bringing down the whole league. The Pac-12's probably a one-bid basketball league this year. Can you even imagine that? We're going to watch the Pac-12 tournament, or we're going to watch the NCAA tournament. There's going to be one Pac-12 team in. The whole thing. And you watch college football, dude, USC didn't get a 5-star recruit this year, depending on the publication you follow. What? USC didn't get a 5-star recruit? That's never happened in the history of 5-star recruits. Look, the Pac-12 is a dirty, stinking, sleazy, skeezy, grimy wastoid of a mess right now, man. And it starts right at the top. Commissioner Larry Scott. Look, I'm not demanding for him to be fired or anything like that. I've actually talked to the guy. He's nice to me. Good for him. Good for me. I've interviewed him. But I'll tell you this. Can you name me, of all the Power 5 conferences, the commissioner that makes the most money? Check this out. It is Larry Scott of the fledgling Pac-12. How do you like them apples? The Pac-12 is giving its commissioner more money than the SEC gives its commissioners. The Big Ten, the Big 12, the ACC, which top to bottom, those leagues are all better than the Pac-12 right now. It hurts me to say, I've never seen the Pac-10, Pac-12 this down. I've never seen it in this position. It's embarrassing. So who the hell is grumpy on Monday, February 18th? I'll tell you. Basically everybody involved with the Pac-12. That's who's stinking grumpy today. Johnny Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. That segment brought to you by Grumpy's Auto Repair in Baker City on H Street. That's right off I-84. You literally can see Grumpy's right off the freeway, right when you drive through Baker City. And check this out. I was talking to Grumpy today. Grumpy's is looking right now for ASE technicians. Okay, that's all Grumpy's hires. They hire the highest in quality for professional technicians, certified every which way. And that's why Grumpy's Repair is rated so high. That's why they get the job done so well in such a timely manner and have great prices, because they hire ASE certified techs. They're looking for them right now. If you know, or you are anyone, you know, an ASE certified tech, maybe he has a job, she has a job. Maybe they can get a better job at Grumpy's. Grumpy right now is giving medical, dental, vision, retirement. He's given this all, depending on the experience they have. I'm telling you, if you are ASE certified, call Grumpy's, get to Grumpy's, tell them you heard it on the ball game show, you sucker. And apply within, dude. ASE certification only. Those benefits are sick, dude. Medical, dental, vision, retirement. That's what Grumpy's offers. That's a heck of a company to work for. Ball Game Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill will be back.
It's time now for your local weather forecast. In LeGrand tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low near 17 degrees. For tomorrow, cloudy skies with snow likely in the afternoon and a high near 33. In Baker City tonight, generally clear conditions, low of 14 degrees. And by tomorrow, partly cloudy with periods of snow late in the day with a high near 34. This weather forecast is brought to you by
Grand Ronde Hospital. For more than a century, our goal has been to help you get better so you can get back in the game and on with life.
Grand Ronde Hospital. Big city medicine with a hometown touch.
President's Day. It's a flag-waving red, white, and blue national holiday, and it's more than just a day off. It's a time for great deals on your favorite Toyota models, including up to $3,000 in cashback savings, APR financing as low as 0%, or special low-payment leases. There's special savings on nearly every new Toyota. Come drive the all-new 2019 RAV4. It's a complete redesign from the ground up. Or check out the new 2019 Corolla and Corolla Hatch. Get special savings on Tundras, Tacomas, Highlanders, Camrys, and more. Plus, nearly every new Toyota now features Toyota Safety Sense, a complete suite of safety features, and they're all backed by Toyota Care, Toyota's no-cost maintenance plan for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever comes first. Safety, peace of mind, and great President's Day savings. The Toyota President's Day event is on now. For full details, visit buyatoyota.com or see your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. All financing and approved credit through Toyota Financial Services. All vehicles subject to prior sale. All prices plus tax and title. Dealer doc fees vary by dealer. For more details, call 1-888-21-TOYOTA. Offers end 2/28/19.
Attention Baker City, LeGrand, and homes in the surrounding area. The biggest President's Day furniture and mattress savings event is on now at Courtesy Home Furnishings Baker City and Self-Service Furniture LeGrand. Our combined 40,000 square feet of retail floor space gives us the buying power to pass huge savings to you. Just listen to this. Prices slashed on over 100 recliners in stock. Hurry before they're gone. Sofas as low as $299. Hurry before they're gone. Mattresses start at $99. Hurry before they're gone. At Courtesy and Self-Service, we make buying easy because you put no money down. Pay no interest for 12 months on approved credit with minimum purchase. Bring your truck, bring your trailer, haul it away and save. Or ask about express delivery to your home. It's on now, the biggest President's Day furniture and mattress savings event at Courtesy Home Furnishings Baker City and Self-Service Furniture LeGrand.
Life changes, then it changes again. Predicting the unexpected in life is impossible. That's why it's called Unexpected. So when it comes to your financial goals, our philosophy is don't predict, prepare. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Mary Horn. A job loss, change in health, or a loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Stop by our branch next to Starbucks on Island Avenue for a face-to-face appointment. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing. Member SIPC.
Hey everybody, this is Michael Savage with the new direction of the Savage Nation, Unprotected Talk. What is Unprotected Talk? I discuss a very wide range of topics while maintaining an authentic, unapologetic political voice, all in a day's work on the Savage Nation.
The Savage Nation on Super Talk Radio is brought to you in part by Anchor Mini Storage. 24/7 access, coded entry, security cameras, and a free lock. Just off 14th and Campbell in Baker City. It's time now for a community calendar update. Every Friday morning from 9 a.m. until noon is the Free Children's Clinic in LeGrand. Appointments are requested. For more information, please call 541-663-3150. The Cook Memorial Library's Literacy Center is open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in LeGrand. From 1:30 to 5 p.m., devoted volunteers assist any individual that needs help in all areas of reading, writing, and speaking. There are opportunities to connect with reading partners, develop reading and language skills, and even help with homework for students. This is a perfect opportunity for all ages to receive free help in these literacy skills, or even for someone you care for. Stop by the Cook Memorial Library on 4th Street in LeGrand for more information, or call 541-962-1339. This community calendar update is brought to you by Claudson Sew and Soak. Hot tub sales and service for over 30 years. Great tubs, great deals, and ultimate relaxation.
Kurt's RV Service and Repair, quality stand-up, professional service. Kurt, Rod, the team out there staying busy 365 days per year. Every time I swing by Kurt's RV Service and Repair out in Island City, just RV upon RV and trailer and camper. They are stinking busy. Let's keep them that way, Kurt's RV Service and Repair. Now, tomorrow, the window to franchise tag or transition tag a player becomes available. Hey, Seahawks, you want to screw over Earl Thomas? Why don't you flip the non-exclusive tag on Earl tomorrow, huh? How about that? The non-exclusive tag means, hey, that player can still go seek employment with another team, but the original team has the right to match the offer, and if they don't, they receive 2 first-round picks from the new team, which is never going to happen. There's not a team in the league that would take Earl Thomas and give up 2 first-rounders to get him. There's not a player in free agency where a team would do that for. Is there? 2 first-round picks? No way. That's what tomorrow is with the franchise tag. I read an article today just to kind of come up on it. Franchise tag rules, they seem to change every year on me. The first one is the exclusive rights franchise tag. That means that, look, any player that's tagged with the exclusive rights tag, they're bound to the team for the upcoming season. Their agent cannot talk to other teams, cannot offer new negotiations, cannot offer or ask for negotiating with other teams, can't do anything. And again, the second one is the non-exclusive. The non-exclusive tag, that's the one that says, hey, Frank Clark, we're putting the non-exclusive tag on you. So if a team really does want to come and come and sign Frank Clark, it's going to cost them 2 first-round picks to do it. So, yeah, Seattle would lose Frank Clark, but they get 2 firsts. And then they don't have to pay Frank Clark, and they're going to have to pay Frank Clark a lot of money. I was arguing about this with my with a relative of mine over the weekend. He seems to think that Earl Thomas is going to get more money than Frank Clark, and I think he's off his rocker. I just think the climate, the landscape, pass rushers, the age different. I think Frank Clark's going to get a fat deal. I think Earl will get paid, but I think Earl's contract will be $10 million a year at the most, probably $8 or $9 million for Earl. And I think Frank Clark's going to get over $10 million per year on his deal. He's 25, dude. Anyway, other things. They have the transition tag, too. And this stuff can happen tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow is franchise tag day in the NFL. It's the beginning of it. You have until, March 6th to use it? I think you have actually a little longer than that, but that's the first window. Now, the transition tag, this is the less expensive one, but it doesn't get used as much because the exact compensation from the new team, that's why. NFL teams, I'll read it. NFL teams have employed it just 6 times since the CBA was signed. Most recently, in 2018, the Bears used the transition tag on Kyle Fuller, the corner. The only advantage of the transition tag is that it allows the original team to match an offer. It sometimes has been used to judge the market value of a pending free agent. This year, there's been some indications that the Steelers will use the transition tag on Le'Veon Bell. Interesting. So basically, you use the transition tag on them, It's just a way to kind of gauge the market value, and you can match that deal. The only reason I'm talking about this, and by the way, I got this from Kevin Seifert. He writes for NFL Nation. I read the article on ESPN.com. I don't know how cool this is tomorrow. There probably won't be much buzz on this. Typically, some teams don't, most teams don't use the franchise tag because you don't want to have that big lump sum of money on a one-year contract, and I get it. But in certain situations, dude, the franchise tag is so choice. Like, again, franchise tag Russell in 2 years. You won't, they won't. But I'm telling you, that Russell contract coming, dude, it scares me. It really scares me. Because I certainly don't think it's going to be like a Brady deal. And I know Russell Wilson has Sierra to Tom Brady's Giselle. Like, if there was another quarterback that could say, you know what? I'm going to be that guy in this next era. I'm going to be the Brady in a salary sense. I'll play for $23 million a year. And it's okay. We'll still be able to pay our bills. I have Sierra, so I won't have to worry about going broke on $23 million. But Brady's done that. And he's allowed his team and his roster a lot of flexibility. Russell's contract scares me, man. Because I think it's going to be record-shattering. First off, I think that's going to be at least 80%. It's going to be guaranteed. Hope Russell stays healthy. Knock on wood, Seahawks fans. He's been healthy his entire career. Russell Wilson has never missed a game. You lucky, stinking Seahawks fan. Russell hasn't missed a start. And he's been in the playoffs every year but one. Thank you, Blair Walsh. Love ya. And I think I think Russell wants this contract to break records. I think Russell wants that. And to be honest, if I'm Russell, and Russell will never say this, I'm still ticked off for the first 4 years of my career where you paid me nothing and I took you to back-to-back Super Bowls making $600,000 a year. I still want compensation for that. So I'm going to charge you on what they call the back end. I think that's probably part of it. It was so nice when Russell Wilson was making $500,000. Oh, I love that team, man. That was so fun. Oh, I loved it. And this new contract, like I'll say now for the third time, it scares me. And I know how mean you are, I guess, if you do use the franchise tag. How dare you only pay me on a franchise tag? I don't know what it is for a quarterback now. $26 million just on the 1 year. But $26 million is better than $36 million. And I think that's about what Russell's gonna stinking make, man. I was geeking out about this on Friday night. I had a few too many beers. I was staying up a little late. And I was thinking, okay, what do I want to look at right now? Oh, let's look at some contracts. Let's go to, because that's what I do. If I'm bored, and I usually am, I'm going to OTC, baby dolls, over the cap. I'm looking at salaries and looking at contracts, trying to figure out, what free agents can fit into what Seattle or other teams are doing and stuff like that. And I'm looking at quarterback salaries, dude. And I'm seeing what some of these guys are doing. Aaron Rodgers signed that extension last year, okay? And he's worth it. Don't get me wrong. But, dude, there's a year that Aaron Rodgers has a $37 million cap hit. 37. And by the way, that year, he'll be 39 years old, okay? Russell's far younger than Aaron Rodgers, dude. Russell's going to say, okay, you're paying Aaron Rodgers $32, $33 million when he's 37 and 38? Yeah, well, I'm going to be 31, 32. Yeah, I'm going to want 35, 36 million when you're paying Aaron Rodgers 32 or 33 million. Look, that's going to happen. He's going to want that. I would fully imagine. I don't know why he wouldn't. I mean, hell, like, have you seen Matt Ryan's contract? I mean, I like Matt Ryan, great. But Russell Wilson's not going to settle for Matt Ryan money. And Matt Ryan's making 31, 34, 35 million coming up these next few years. Russell's going to want a few more million than Matt Ryan. And he's going to get it. If you franchise tag him, you're paying him like $26 million. And yeah, he's going to be mad. I get it. But man, that contract, that future contract of Russell, and they're going to start working on it. And it's coming, dude. Oh, it's coming, man. That's going to be a mega contract, and I hope it just doesn't break everything else that they're doing. All the other players, for the guarantees. By the way, Aaron Rodgers didn't get as much fully guaranteed as I thought. About 60% of Aaron Rodgers' contract is guaranteed, but look at Aaron Rodgers' contract in volume compared to Kirk Cousins. It's almost twice as much. Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers, Pub and Grill. Yeah, it scares me, man. Scares me. Let's get to our Ace Hardware finale. Don't go anywhere.
His wife's words echoed in his mind.
You never fix anything around here.
Well, today that would change. He would fix the water heater. He'd show her that he was the handyman of this house. He was more than capable. Oh, no. Covered it. August 14th, 2008. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
See your local farmers insurance agent, Greg Blackman, in LeGrand.
Hi, this is Rudy Maxa. Join me along with Robert and Mary Carey each Saturday on this station as we talk to the travel newsmakers, share insights and tips, and experience the world together on America's #1 travel radio show.
Super Talk Radio is your home for Rudy Maxa's World with the Careys. Saturday afternoons, brought to you by Baker Garage on Washington in historic downtown Baker City and online at bakercitygmsales.com.
MJ Goss Motors has been your community-minded local auto dealership for almost 100 years. There's a reason Goss Motors has been one of the most successful businesses in the history of Eastern Oregon. Goss Motors supports local businesses and makes sure you're taken care of. They have a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Goss Motors, your Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC dealer, complete with the GM-certified service department. And you get a free car wash with every type of service. Community-minded, MJ Goss Motors in downtown LeGrand since 1922.
A message from DAV to all returning veterans. Thank you. Thank you for doing your duty. Thank you for doing our bidding. Thank you for laying it all on the line. Thank you for stepping up and not backing down. Thank you for putting your future on hold to put our enemies on notice. Thank you for putting your buddies' lives ahead of your own. Thank you for putting yourself in harm's way. Thank you for defending our freedom, for displaying your honor, for being a hero, even though you don't want to be called one. For all this and more, DAV thanks you, and we're here to help you. Expert DAV advisors will make sure you get the health, disability, and financial benefits you were promised and earned. If you're a veteran, visit DAV.org for free help. And again, thank you.
All right, welcome back. Johnny Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers, Pub and Grill. This has been, honestly, one of the fastest shows I ever remember doing on this thing. Really. It's been a real quick show today. I appreciate everybody for being a part of it. Johnny Ballgame Show. Let's do our Ace Hardware finale. Ace is the helpful place. 2 locations, Ace Hardware in LeGrand and Thatcher's Ace Hardware in Baker City. Ace has the staff with expertise. They will guide you through your project list. So bring that list to either location and you will understand the power of Ace Hardware. Remember, Ace is the helpful place. Just kind of picking up on those contracts, okay? I'm looking at the list of the quarterbacks who are going to make the most money in 2019, okay? Let me just start here. First off, Breeze is number one. Breeze is at 33.5 next year. Yeah, that's million. 33. Drew Brees is going to be the first quarterback ever to make over $2 million per game. Now, a lot of people think Brees will negotiate this down. He's not going to make the team on the last year, I believe, of his deal, have to make him that much money. Brees will sign an extension for 2 or 3 years, and they'll take some of that money and push it to other years, which just seems like a typical Drew Brees type of thing, right? Well, think about this. And I always talk about this guy because there's no signature moment. There's no signature win. There's just a lot of money and some empty statistics. I'm talking about Matthew Stafford for the Detroit Lions. You think Lion fan is happy that Stafford is going to make $29.5 next year as the second highest paid player in football? Matthew Stafford, $29.5 million cap hit next year. I got to spend $30 million on Stafford? So really, what the heck is Russell going to want? My gosh, dude. What's Russell going to ask for? Matt Stafford's getting 30. Seahawk fan, I really hope the cap continues to increase big time. And I've always said this, and I wish the league would listen to me. Quarterback money doesn't go against your cap. I wish I lived in that world. Because the quarterback money is just going to keep going higher. I mean, what are you going to do, man? I mean, we're living in a world where Ryan Tannehill next year, Ryan Tannehill is making more money than Russell Wilson next year. I know, dude. I know. So what the hell is Russell going to do after next year? The final year of his contract? Oh, he's going to say, I want a hell of a lot more money than stinking Tannehill and stinking Stafford. Quarterbacks who should be making more money than Russell, I'll give you Breeze Brady. I'll give you Andrew Luck. Right? Is there anybody else on the list? Is that it? Is it Brady, Breeze, Luck? Am I missing somebody on that? I don't know. I mean, Big Ben? Ben's not making more money than Russ next year. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, should he be making more money than Russell? Well, I guess so. But Aaron Rodgers has now missed the playoffs, right? 2 straight years? I mean, he was injured, but whatnot, but hasn't it been 2 straight years that the Packers have missed the playoffs? I mean, that's kind of the list. Russell might be there kind of with him, but dude, so Russell's going to ask for a stinking dump truck. It's going to be a salary. It's going to be a contract that's going to have him average more than $30 million per year. I mean, you look at some of the contracts next year. Kirk Cousins is making $29 million. Stafford's $29.5. That's the top 3. It's Breeze, Stafford, and Cousins. Look at all the stinking money being paid in the NFC North at quarterback. Stafford, Cousins, and Rodgers. The only dude who's not getting paid is Trubisky because he's going into his 3rd year. Hey, Giant fan, how pumped are you to pay Eli Manning $24 million next year? He's really earned that the last few, hasn't it? It's the final year of his deal. If you cut Eli, you'd save $17 million. You'd only have a dead money cap hit of 6.2. Oh, we can't cut Eli. He's Eli. You should cut Eli and save that stinking money, man. Wow. We're going to talk a lot about free agency on the Johnny Ballgame show over the next couple months. I'm just not even joking. A lot about salaries, free agency, breaking it down by positions. We're going to have a blast on this. That's your Ace Hardware finale. Ace is the helpful place. Tomorrow we got a Trivia Tuesday. Good stuff. I'll be giving away a hat tomorrow. That's all I got.
Eastern Oregon's home for news, talk, weather, and sports. This is KLBM LeGrand and KBKR Baker City. Super Talk Radio, the talk of Eastern
Trump blasts
Oregon.
Maduro. U.S. future against ISIS. I'm Evan Hanning. Speaking to a cheering crowd, mostly of Venezuelan and Cuban immigrants in Miami, President Trump warned Venezuela's military to stop backing President Nicolas Maduro and